Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great day so far today. Man, had the runner on GPGPY running till like 140, but I guess it got stopped out. It was I woke up and it got stopped out, and I was
and invest his entire 15.
Wow, sold out. So right now, basically had a runner. My TP was at 140, and it was just like 5 pips shy. I was 5 pips shy of being hit. And the price reversed, and I woke up this morning and I got stopped out. And I was like, oh man. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Price does what it wants. Last week got some nice runners on GJ. So this week probably didn't get the runners, so that's fine. Let's bring up the chat over here. Ooh. But looks like we're coming down over here. Looks like we're dropping down. Like strong, extremely strong rejections here. We've already broken below 139,400. Price has already dropped 22 pips. I can't take a sell right now. I can't take a buy right now because can't take a buy because candles are dropping. Can't take a sell because they've already dropped. So might as well want to wait for it to create some sort of a resistance, kind of like retrace up and then continue down. So that's something I'm going to be looking for here. Let's just do some fresh analysis, right? Let's just do fresh analysis. Let's bring up gold. Let's check Forex Factory. Let's see what's happening in our fundamental arena here. Okay, and then we're also going to check pre-markets here. I'm not sure why I check pre-markets, but you know, I think it's it's a good habit, I guess. So CPI was positive for the pound, right? CPI was positive at 2 a.m. HPI also is like whatever, you know. So I mean, you would have expect pound to keep on pushing up. You know, you would have expected that, but I guess, I mean, the market had something else in mind, right? So now we're rejecting the resistance on the daily time frame. I was really expecting this daily candle to continue past towards, you know, 140 and continue on towards 141, but I guess we're rejecting that. Looking at the 4-hour, price did reject this resistance up over here. So I guess we rejected 139,800. And now we're coming down. So now we got to see where the next level of support is going to be. Maybe this area right over here, 139, 140, 139, 150. You guys remember 139, 150 where price broke above and then it continued moving up? So I guess 139, 150 would be a nice support here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for price to create some sort of a resistance to continue down, because realistically what's happening is this is the first time during this week that price is coming back down towards 139, 150, right? So when it's coming down towards 139, 150 for the first time this week, it means it's creating a low. So whenever a low is formed, in my opinion, price is going to retrace and then it's going to retest this low. So I'm going to wait for price to create some sort of a resistance and then continue down. All right, let's take a look here. First chart. Waiting for support to form, take buys and sells. I guess the impulse entry was good. Yeah, I guess so too. But at the same time, I wasn't really expecting it to break it. I mean, it broke it within this hour. I mean, if you measure the pips, in the first 30 minutes, this thing has fallen like, you know, 24 pips. So I was expecting price to kind of like retrace at this support, you know, like kind of like break down with one candle and then continue on, but it just demolished this support and just went down. So ooh, nice. Mac got that trade. Beautiful. Got some charts coming in. Vinny also got that sell. Long entries, candle close above 139.382. Okay, 382. Short entries, candle close and form resistance below with bearish candle confirmation. Yes, this is something I'm looking for. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for price to like kind of retrace, create like a resistance, and then continue down. So that's something I'm going to actively look for here. Okay. All right, so the low is being formed. We don't know where the low is being formed yet. Waiting for a candle to close bullish. Because if you can get a candle closing bullish, then you're going to know a low has been formed. Raja, Zoom password keeps saying incorrect when I put it in my desktop. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea how that works. I just type Zoom in Slack, I hit enter, and Zoom just gives you the link, and you hit join, and that's it. Anything other than that, I have no idea. Can you give me feedback about my last two trades? Last two trades, we're only going to look at one trade. We can't look at two trades. All right, let's take a look at this. My bias are long since we keep breaking up and up again. This is GJ 15-minute chart. Took a long trade on this candlestick and didn't manage to get lower for a better price. Okay, looks good. The risk reward was fine. I think your stop loss could have been below these candles over here. So that would have been much better. Okay, let's look at the pre-market. Pre-market is a positive 37 points. Not a big deal. You know, they're kind of like they're right there, but they're not that changing to make the market move. You know, like it should be around like in the hundreds, 150, or like negative 150, and then you can see like good trends here too. Now looking at gold here, the 4-hour gold on the 4-hour is creating some sort of a resistance right here at 1996. 1996. Imagine people born in 1996. And then you got a support formed in the gold on the 1-hour time frame right over here. This is a support forming at 1985. And now price is at 1987. 1987! Born in 1987. Yeah, so I guess if you break the support, price can continue down to maybe retest this low over here at 1980. 1980s! We got a 1980s in the house. 1980s. All right, and then, yeah, this is a big range, a 60 pip range. 60 pip range below the support, so there's a little bit of waiting involved here. So, yeah, just waiting now. Waiting on GJ actually. Waiting on GJ actually because it dropped from 139.380 all the way to 139, almost 150. Went away for some sort of a resistance to form, like, you know, for price to come up a little bit, create like a resistance, and then continue on moving down to retest this low. So just waiting. The waiting here is for a candle to form bullish, because if we can get a bullish candle forming, then we know a support is formed, and then we know there's going to be a retracement, and then we know there's a chance for price to continue down to retest the low. That's it. That's all what I'm looking for today. Hey, Raja, can you take a look at my entry? Do you feel it was good to be impulsive here? Well, if you sent your entry, we would look at it, but you didn't, so we can't look at it. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is waiting for this area where resistance will be created. Okay, yeah, so we're waiting right now. We are waiting. Let's take a look at your JPY here. A lot of people trade your JPY here as well. Let's take a look on the daily. Okay, so the daily candle respected the previous daily high. This is interesting. It respected the previous daily high, and now it's trying to move down to probably, you know, fill this wick down at 125.350. So if you go to the 4-hour time frame, it's walking into some sort of a support on the 4-hour at 125.600, and now the support is around like 30 pips away. So if we go down to the 1-hour time frame, we see that it's coming down to a support, right? This is a support here, and this support was respected last time after Asian session, right? We're approaching the support. Below the support, we have another zone of 125.500 and eventually 125.350. So yeah, I guess perfect. I mean, it'll need to break the support to come down here as well. Your JPY. Let's take a look on the 30-minute chart. Yeah, 30-minute chart is also kind of like, you know, at a support. So it's at that level again. Do you think OPEC will affect anything? I think OPEC will affect CAD and OPEC will affect oil. You know, we got OPEC meetings. They say they're all day. So what we're gonna do is let's take a look at. So usually on my FX book, it shows you the exact time because sometimes when you look at the news it says tentative. Tentative means that it's not. They haven't decided yet on when it's going to be. So when you look at my FX book, it can kind of like sometimes tell you. So we got FOMC in like 7 hours. Um, yeah, there's nothing related to oil over here. There's nothing related to OPEC. I think they already happened. No, let's take a look here. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. But it's going to affect CAD, it's going to affect oil. OPEC will affect the entire FX market. No, it will not affect the entire FX market. OPEC will not affect, let's say, GPJPY or GPUSD because they have nothing to do with oil. So it's not going to affect those things. All right. Let's take a look at this chart here. Ooh, someone's saying it already happened. Okay, perfect then. We're good to go. GJ 30-minute chart. Buys above 139.260. Range no trade. Sell below 139.100. I think for sells, you shouldn't look for sells as candles are falling now because now, man, look, we've been falling from 139.800. Price already fell from the London session all the way down here for like 68 pips. Man, we've had a 68 pip drop, almost 69 pip drop. So, selling more, I don't know, man. This thing is just dropping. So, it's better to wait for some sort of a resistance forming after this drop off so we can, come down to retest the low. That's going to be a much better idea. Bro, I don't see the market too bullish today, but I don't see it too bearish either. Can you explain why is your bias exactly bearish? Thanks a lot. I just explained it like 3 times. Price is making a low. How low can you go? Oh, nice. Look at this. Price broke support. Okay, right here. Took an impulse entry when the candle broke the previous low. Beautiful. Price made support. This is an excellent trade. This trade right here, this is an excellent trade for a sell in an uptrend. There was a range right here. You saw the range. You measured this range. This is going to be a viable range to trade. You waited for this candle to break support and then continue moving down. This was an excellent trade. Whoever's watching this and they want to know why this was an excellent trade, screenshot this right now and then study it after you're done. So this was amazing. Oh, this thing's still dropping. Damn. Alright, let's take a look at this chart here. Ooh, more sells. We got charts coming in from left, right, and center. Oh, what's this? Waiting for possible sells if the candle breaks and closes below the support on the 30-minute time frame, potential TP. Yeah, I guess, again, I'd wait for some sort of resistance to be formed or, like something like that to take sells. So there's a bit of waiting over here. Could we be looking for something like this, not taking any trades right now? Let's take a look here. Could we be looking at something like this? What's this? Maybe form some sort of support near the previous daily low, build support, continue bullish trend. Yeah, that could be the case. That could happen too. If you look on GJ now, looking on the daily is approaching the support down over here on the daily time frame. 4 hours also closing below this area, 139.150. Looking at the 1 hour, we are below 139.150. Remember on the 18th August, when was this? Tomorrow? Yesterday? Yesterday price broke up above 139.150 and we're like, yeah, it's going to continue moving, so just waiting right now. Since the overall trend is bullish, would you think the bias for buy will be good if it rejects the recent support? Yeah, I think if we break below 139.150 and there's a candle closing bullish at 139.150, I think that's going to be a very good opportunity to take a buy because, you know, look at this. Price rejected 139, 150, 17th August at New York session. We rejected this area again in pre-New York yesterday, and then we broke above it and continued moving up. You know, so if this candle closes above 139, 150, then, you know, there's going to be, I think, a good opportunity to take a buy going up. But if we're closing below 139, 150, right? Let me just bring my marker over here. If we're closing below 139, 150, then I would want to see a resistance forming in this area for price to continue moving down towards, you know, 138, 900. That's what I would want to wait for. So now I'm basically waiting for candles to print the way I want them to print so I can take a trade. Yeah, that's about it. So this is going to be a bit of waiting over here. I mean, at least we got to wait, what, 11 minutes for the candle to close? Hey, Raja, your analysis on the London Open trade would be great, mate. Cheers. Cheers, mate. Price rejected this level at pre-London. Okay. Enter impulse entry when broke the low, stops above the wick. Okay. Target set acknowledgement. Beautiful. Amazing. This was amazing. This was an amazing trade. You know, and then you see the person who sent the chart. Oh, Jonathan. This was the trade he took when candles broke the low right over here to retest this low right over here. So this is still good. Hey, good morning, good morning. We got FX Daniel in the house. The Daniel of FX. Hey, can you please look at GPAUD? I got stopped out and price went in my favor. Well, get ready to get roasted. Get ready to GA, clean candles to the left, got stopped out at BE. Oh yeah, I guess the spread stopped you out. Closed 60% in 11% profit, move stop loss to break even. How could I have avoided not losing with the runners? You couldn't have avoided that. You literally could not have avoided that. You took the trade, you took profits, you let the runners run, and runner got stopped out. It is what it is. You know, last night I had a buy on GJ. I had a buy at like 139. It was somewhere over here, 139. I think it was 486, something like that. And then my TP was 140. Price went up almost like 48, 50 pips. And then my TP was like literally, it wasn't that far away either. My TP was like 5 pips away. 5 pips away. So it moved up 50 pips, came down and stopped me out. You know. It is what it is. You know, you can't really fight with the market, you know. Last swings I've taken, those swings worked. This swing, it didn't really work. Hey guys, I want to shift from phone to PC. Can't find MT4 on Mac though. Can anyone suggest me an alternative? Yep, I'll suggest you a great alternative. I think what you should do is you should put your MacBook for sale on the marketplace on Facebook. Put it on for sale, and the money you're going to get from the MacBook, you can use that money to buy 2 Windows computers. You know, one Windows you can use for your trading. The second Windows you can give it to your friend, something like that, and build some report. You know, and then that way you're gonna have MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. You'll be able to use magic keys on your computer. You'll be able to use the that thing, I don't remember yet. That thing, what's it called? The simulator. You'll be able to use the simulator. Oh, also you'll have money left to trade with too. Like, you know, you sell a Mac, buy 2 Windows, and have money left to trade, and maybe have money to get another magic key. You know. Can you review this Eurocade idea? Let's take a look here. Eurocade. 4-hour zone. If we break below, looking for sells, wick fill. Yeah, I think this is a good idea because now you have a clean candle to the left hand side. You have a support forming right over here. You have a resistance forming right over here. Right? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So if you get a break below, you're right. We can. I think a good trade is going to be down till this zone, and then after that is going to be like, you know, like 50-50, because we don't know whether it's going to break this support or not. You know, so yeah, the initial idea is correct, from 881 down to right over here. I think like 15 pips, is it? 15, 16 pips. It's a good idea. Also like the labeling here. The labeling is good. Your zones are drawn correctly. You know, they're marked off nicely. I think one zone you're missing is probably right over here, because then you have this clean traffic over here up to the support resistance there. So it's pretty good. Ooh, Gabriel Cruz, you're moving to EuroCAD now from USD CAD. Interesting. All right, what's this? GJ, 4-hour bullish candle formed a new high. Okay, daily time frame, possible area to form support, possible area to form support on the 30-minute. Yeah, man. I mean, if it's dropping, let it drop. I'm just waiting for candles to print in a way that I can familiarize myself with it, and then I can take a trade. I don't have the live data feed on mini contract. Just took a buy here. You have the live data. Okay, let's give it thoughts. This is the 30-minute chart. Oh, what pair? Oh, data mini. Okay, that's good. So you got a resistance right over here. I don't know what pair this is. I think this is okay. Yeah, this looks good. So you took a buy above this area. You have clean candles going up till price. What price is this? This is 27,820. I think till 27,820 is going to be a pretty good move till 27,820, and then moving up further towards, you know, 27,880 you have over there. Oh, this is US 30. No, I don't know what this is, but it makes sense. Oh, that's US 30. Yeah, US 30. 2780. That's US 30. This is US 30. Yeah. Oh man, you guys have the same analysis. It's pretty good. If we're closing above this area, you have clean candles head to the left to move up towards 27,890, 880. I just don't know why people call me on Instagram. I just don't know how they think I'm going to answer. I just don't understand. Oh. I was taking New Zealand CHF earlier. Feedback would be great. Let's take a look here. Holy! People are going nuts over here. Hey, listen, man. This is the wrong time to send a call. If you call here again, we're gonna block you, and we're just gonna block you and drop off all communication. So send an email, but don't send calls over here. Man, people are nuts. Yeah, if you call here again, I'm just gonna block you straight up. So please stop it. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna block him right now, because that's it. Because they're trying to interrupt the live stream. Whoever took this trade, I think this is a good idea. Seems to form support at lower time frame. The candle closed bullish. Can't really see here, but what we can see clearly is candle closed bullish. You took an entry right over here, and you can see candles are making just higher highs and higher lows, and yeah, it's pretty good. So we got 2 minutes left for this candle to close. 2 minutes left. It's going to be interesting to see where this candle is going to close. So we'll see what happens here. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator over here. The Chinese indicator website is, oh, it's down. It's down today. Interesting. Interesting. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at this chart here. Mac. We got a Mac lover here. Is it possible to send your Zoom group? No, it's not possible at all. If it was possible, you would have been in the Zoom group and not in the gulag, but you're in the gulag. The more famous you get, the more trolls are gonna come. Looks like a subscription in the horizon. No, not really. I mean, a subscription is going to be there when we get to around, 5,000 people watching live. I mean, what are we at right now? We are at 2,900. We still got a long way to go, very long way to go. So if we're looking at price right now, we look to see, and the price is closing above, this area right over here. So I think this is going to be, I mean, if we get a candle closing bullish, I think it's going to be a pretty good opportunity to take a buy. Let's check this. Let's check this range over here. This is a 25 pip range. Someone is saying check the 15-minute. I'm not looking at 15-minute confirmations to take buys. That's why I'm looking at the 30-minute. I want a 30-minute candle to close bullish. Hey, Uncle Raja, would you say since we had very large volume in the last few candles, once we create support, would you say we could take off hard since the candles came down very clean? Yeah, I mean, that's something I'm looking at too, right? That's something I'm looking at too because it doesn't make sense when the news was positive for the pound and the price was falling. So I was trying to see if there were any news that came out, like we had, consumer price, CPI was positive, everything was positive. So it didn't make sense for price to fall the way it did. So what I'm going to be looking for is maybe if we form support, there could be an opportunity to take buys, and that buys are going to come from the correction of this move down. That could happen. So I'm going to actively look for that. I'm going to look for buys over here. Since we're closing about 139, 150, so I think it makes sense. Yeah, we got 13 seconds left. So probably take an entry once a candle. Okay, so there are two things that may happen, right? We could have a candle closing bullish, and then we could take a buy and have the next candles continue to go up, like this. Or what we could do is, we could have a candle break the high of the previous candle, like this, and then we take a buy. So now a buy is going to be right over here, and stop loss is going to be below the current candle, and expect price to continue moving bullish. That's something we can wait for. I mean, I'm going to wait for it. There's no we, right? There's only me, there's you, and the gulag. So there's a bit of waiting here now as well. Yeah, what do you think it could be a correction? What do you think it could be a correction? I mean, bad move of GJ. I don't know what you mean. You just confused me and yourself with that unnecessary, complicated use of words in that sentence. Sometimes when people use unnecessary big words in a sentence and punctuation, and you're just like, man, just say it simply. Would this buy setup be an aggressive and risky trade? No, I don't think so. It's going to be an aggressive trade because I'm going to wait for candle to close bullish, right? And the anticipation is going to be to correct this move up. Right now there's no trade because we're closing above this area which was respected here as support, well, as resistance over here, as support over here. So this is an important area to watch out for. Raja, when candles are trending and we have a candle forming as a doji, does the low and the high matter, or they aren't that significant? They do matter. When you have dojis, they do matter. So look to see how many times they have mattered in a currency pair, and then base your judgments off of that. But I do think they matter. Let's take a look at Charlene's chart. What's this? Support and break of previous high for buys. Resistance, then low for sells. Yes. Looks good, looks good. Scary range. Nothing is scary when we're in a trade based on our confirmations and it all feels right. So right now there's a bit of a waiting over here. Lao Soon Poo. Wouldn't it be better to wait for a resistance to sell than to anticipate a buy since it's currently in a downtrend? Yeah, I mean your question is valid, but what I've seen on GJ is that normally when GJ has like a huge move in London session, normally that move gets corrected, you know. So that's what I'm looking at. And even so, if it's going to create a resistance, I think it should be created up till over here. So if I can get a candle closing bullish in this area here, and what I'm looking at, if I take a buy, let's say a candle breaks the high of the 30-minute, and then I take a buy, I have like a 15 pip range for buys to go up, you know. So I'm going to be willing to risk. I'm going to be willing to risk that, and if price forms a support or a resistance here and give confirmation to continue down, then maybe I can take a second trade. So these are some thoughts that are going through my mind right now, you know. So I think it should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. A lot of people are asking, aren't you worried about this and that? Listen, guys, if you're worried about something, just lower your risk, take the trade, and then look how it goes, and then later on, just study it and see how you could have done better, or how could you have entered a better position, or how could you have done things better. But for me right now, I'm just waiting. That's it. If it breaks the high, I'm going to take a buy and expect price to continue moving bullish. And yeah, I guess that's going to be my trade here. So it's going to be a break of the high above 139 to 40. You are standing. Yes, because my desk is up high over here. That's why I'm standing. I think standing is much better than sitting, to be honest. I can stretch my legs. I can do some squats. Could this drop be a liquidity grab to push back to 140? It could. I mean, if we reject 139, 150 area over here, and it continues pushing up, I think it could be that. This could be just a liquidity grab on the higher time frame, basically, to continue moving bullish. Raja, please tell me my mistake. My buys have failed. You have failed yourself today, since your buys failed. Oh, wow. Please tell me my mistake, sir. I think the mistake here was that this candle closed with a small body. When a candle closes with a small body, the volume is dying in that direction. I think that was a mistake. Also, another mistake was that this was a support formed here, and basically price just rejected it. So I guess you should have closed right over here. And then since it broke the support, then you knew, okay, you know what, maybe price may start coming down. So start looking for sells. So, whenever you lose a trade and you just say, oh man, I just lost a trade, or you just send your chart to somebody, you're like, man, I just lost another trade. That statement is doing you no good at all. Whenever you're losing a trade, you're not getting sad and emotional, oh man, I lost this trade. You're looking at that losing trade and you're trying to figure out, okay, why did you lose that trade? Or how could you have had a winning trade? That's something you need to look at. So if I'm looking at this over here, I'm looking to see that, okay, if the buys didn't work, sells worked. And now I'm thinking that, okay, if the sells worked, how could I have been in these sells? How could I have taken these sells? Instead of like whining and bitching about losing a trade, I would be thinking, how could I have been in these sells? Because I'm thinking that someone was in these sells and why I wasn't in these sells. Someone is saying, spamming. Love you, Raja. So you're going to get banned here because you can't flood the chat. You can't flood the gulag, man. You can't. We have a lot of cleaners in the gulag. You're giving them a lot of work to do. All right, so this candle is forming now, and when it comes up to break the high at like 139, 240, I'm going to enter a buy position My stop is going to be around like 11, 12 pips, almost below the 30-minute candle, and I'm going to expect price to continue moving bullish here. So that's something I'm going to be willing to do. Yep. As we come up towards 139, 240, 241, 242, I think that's going to be a good opportunity to take a buy position. Hey, can you check this chart? Let's check this chart. This is impulse entry, place stops in the previous candle, wait for 30-minute candle to close bullish, place stops in the previous candle. Yep, looks good. Looks good, man. Looks pretty good. Looks like EJ is also rejecting that area to continue moving up. Point 252 is resistance. That's fine. I have my analysis. I'm going to follow my analysis. I'm going to execute my analysis. I have my TP target. If it stops me out, at least I know I followed my analysis. You know, I took an entry by following my analysis, and yeah, I think that's it. At the end of the day, that's all what matters. You know, if you followed your analysis or not. Because either way, whenever you execute on trade, remember this, you know, everybody. Whenever you enter a trade, you have committed to greatness. You know, if you're going to win that trade, you're going to make money from the market, which the 90% cannot do. If you're going to lose from the trade, right? If you're going to lose the trade, what's going to happen is that then that's going to be a learning opportunity. You know, now you're going to learn something from that losing trade. And 90% people don't learn from losing trades. This is why some people are different, and some people, you know, like some people are profitable and some people are not profitable. Because if you're not profitable and you're losing, you're not learning anything from those trades. You're over trading, over risking, chasing trades, not waiting for confirmations, nothing. So you gotta wait. Just like I'm waiting over here. I'm waiting for this high to be broken so I can take a trade. Also, Raja, let's say if the 30-minute candle closed below the previous candle and it had a small body, would you say it's okay to still buy? We'll have to wait and see. There are 20 minutes left. One thing I don't want people to do is to go into what if scenarios. When you go into what if scenarios, you need to understand, like, those are infinite amount of scenarios you can go into. So I try not to go into what if scenarios. I try to go into what I see right now happening. You know, would it not be safer for the 30-minute candle close followed by a break, or due to experience you're comfortable? I'm comfortable due to experience. So I'm just going to execute on what I'm thinking here. Impulse entry or wait for the 30-minute candle to close? Well, John, that's up to you. Whether you want to take an impulse entry or you want to wait for candle to close, both ways you're going to learn. But like, here's the thing, right? When you're taking an impulse entry, that's an aggressive trade. A lot of people have not taken impulse entries before. Before I came up with this methodology of impulse entries after breaking the highs or the lows and everyone started copying it, I watched it happen for months. You know, I watched it happen for months, and I would always say that, okay, price didn't do a retest, it didn't give any confirmations. How could I have been in this trade? I would watch it for months and months and months, and then I figured it out. I'm like, oh, okay, this works. This works, like, you know, like some percentage of the time. So that's what you have to do. You know, if you think that you have to wait for candle to close, then wait for the candle to close. And while you're waiting for candles to close, you're going to miss out on moves. You know, price is going to continue moving without giving any retest or any confirmation. And then you're going to say, okay, you know what? I've seen this situation in the webinars. I've seen this, what Raja does or what someone else does, and now it kind of makes sense. Maybe I need to watch it happen a couple more times and then execute on it. Because here's the thing, Ran. Like, when you're looking at the chart, market is going to present certain ideas over and over again, right? We all know that. But here's the thing. Let's say the market presents you with 3 ideas, A, B, and C, right? Idea A is not going to happen all the time. It may happen once a week. So when someone says, okay, you have to wait for it to happen a couple times, they mean that you have to wait for it to happen maybe 5, 6 times. Maybe idea A doesn't happen 5, 6 times in a week. Maybe it happens 5, 6 times over the next 6 weeks. So now you have to watch it happen over the 6 weeks. Idea B, same thing. Maybe it happens only twice a week. So you have to spend a couple months watching idea B happen to kind of like understand what's really happening here. All right, let's take a look at GJ here. Daily support. This is the weekly over here. Long-term bias is up as price broke and close above daily weekly resistance. Yep. This is I think this is a like a retracement. That's what I think. This is like a retracement on the weekly. I mean, we're only in Wednesday right now. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Daily's coming down, 4 hours coming down, 1 hour's coming down, 30 minutes still over here. I mean, it hasn't really closed. Let's take a look on the 15 minute. 15 minutes still like this. I mean, see, if the 30-minute doesn't break the high over there, and if the 15-minute closes below this 15-minute candle, then I'm going to be willing to take sells to continue moving down. So now I gotta wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator. Oh, I forgot. Chinese indicator is dead today. There is no Chinese indicator today. Oh wow, man. Looks like it's gonna continue moving over here. Someone sent Chinese indicator 2.0. So the pound is weak and the yen is, where's the yen? Oh, pound JPY is weak. Oh, okay. Yeah, yen is over there. Yeah, it's still. Sir, GJ make me cry. What's wrong? Maybe you were being a bad trader, so GJ made you cry because you were being a bad trader. What's this? Oh, okay. What went wrong? I think your stop loss went wrong. I think you had a very, very, very big stop loss. Your stop loss should have been below these candles right over here. Right over here. But yeah, I guess you hoped. I hope you're not still holding. Oh man, EJ is still dropping here. GJ is still dropping here. Wow, crazy. I hope no one took a buy over here, man, and now you're in a drawdown. Candle closed with no wick over here. There's no range. When a candle closes with no wick, there's no range for the next candle to fill. So yeah, I can't execute here. I'm gonna wait for the 30-minute candle to close. It gave me no confirmation whatsoever for any trade for me to take safely. Hey, can you please say me what I did wrong here first time? Thanks. Alright, let's take a look here. Resistance was formed on the 15-minute, okay. I entered when this candle broke the low of the previous one. This candle broke the low of the previous one. This candle closed bullish and exit from the trade. What I did wrong? Stop loss. Oh, what you did wrong was you exit from the trade. I think you could have closed 70%, whatever, and then let the rest run, and then it would have continued down. Or again, you should look at that and see that how you could have had a winning trade instead of saying, oh, I lost a trade, what could I have done? That's, what are you gonna do about it? That's like saying when you come home from school, you're like, oh, someone beat me up. And someone says, well, what are you gonna do about it? And then you got a plan, what are you gonna do about it? Like if you got stopped out, you need to look at that and say, okay, what am I gonna do about it? Enjoy your Tuesday drill. It's not Tuesday, man, it's a Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. You had me tripping out over there. But if this candle closed with a big wick but a small body, price will not continue down. I don't know. I'm not sure right now, because if I'm looking at the 30-minute time frame and if I'm looking for confirmations on 30-minute time frame, I did not see any confirmation to take a sell on the 30-minute time frame since I've been here on the stream. Nothing. I saw no confirmations. Your JPY is also coming down at this point. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is still at that support. Your conversation with your son had me dying laughing. Yeah, he was playing with the measuring tape and his finger got caught in it. And he left the measuring tape alone. Hit stop loss. What would your next level of support and resistance be if it continues to bleed for GJ? Well, if it continues to bleed for GJ, what I'm looking at is this area right here, 138,900. This is an area of support at 138,900. So right now, what's happening is really important. So what's happening right now is we're breaking below 139,150, which means the sells are in session. So what I would want to see is, I would want to see some sort of a resistance forming in this area for me to take a sell and continue down towards 138,900. Yeah. Price was ranging pre-London, candle broke out of the range and closed strong bearish. Good entry would have been when this 30-minute candle closed below. Looking for a price to pull up, okay, waiting for price to create some sort of a resistance there, or price to close over support to form resistance to look for sells. Yes. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. Just wait for to form some sort of resistance to continue down or close above this area to look for buys. Is the resistance formed on the 15-minute significant for you? It's in the area of interest. Yeah, I mean, if a resistance is formed in this area, I think that's going to be pretty good for me to take sells. I mean, right now it's just falling, and whoever is in sells right now, man, you're doing great. I'm extremely jealous of you because you're in sells and you're getting this trade moving down, so it's pretty nice. Must feel really nice, eh? Feeling really nice. Feeling good, like I should. Hey, Raja, take a look at this. Okay, let's take a look at this. Yeah, there's been no trades for me so far. Secured 75% once it reached 10 pips. Okay, very nice. I think the trick is not to post a chart when you won a trade. The trick is to post a chart when you enter a trade. That's the trick. Did you say you are bringing out a more in-depth tutorial for Magic Keys? I can't seem to get the partial take profit to activate. The line comes on but does nothing. What am I missing? Yeah, so when the line comes on, there should be a dialog button on the lower right corner, lower left corner, so you need to click that. Hey, just took an entry on GU, looking for price to drop to previous daily highs or drop to previous daily lows. I think you meant drop to previous daily lows. So you're looking for price to drop down to this green level right over here, but you're approaching a support right over here as well. So I think this area of rejection, if we break below this area of rejection, then you can get price to continue down bearish right at this level. Looks like on GJ, man, we're approaching that 138,900 level. There's like 10 pips left. After 10 pips, we're going to be down towards 138,900 level. What account amount can I use when using a one standard lot? I think 10,000, 5,000 is also pretty good. 5,000 is good, 6,000. I think a good account to use one lot is going to be 10,000. Took a buy at first and then got out quick because of the huge wick on a 30-minute, currently in sells because 15-minute candle engulfed the bearish momentum. Yeah, I guess now when I look back at that, I think a good entry would have been at this 15-minute low, but then this candle closed with no wick at the top, at the bottom. Ooh, your JPY is also dropping. GJ placed out and missed this. Yes, I missed this too. I had no confirmations. Please check 4-hour on GJ. It's in the process of creating W. I'm waiting for the reversal on the 4-hour chart. All right, W. Someone's saying GJ is. I don't know about a W, man, but if you look at this, there's no W being formed. I don't even know if there's any shape being formed, but we're approaching 138,900 here. And no trades, nothing at all. How do you determine what your bias is when you see moves like this? Are you waiting on it to correct the Linden move? I mean, the bias is created on, if price is respecting levels or not, right? Before, this candle closed above 139, 150, so I was thinking, okay, if this candle closed bullish, I'm going to take buys, but this candle decided to break below the low, and it dropped to the target, 138,900, and now, there's nothing you can do, This is how GJ is. Sometimes just keeps on falling and keeps on falling and gives you no confirmations for sells. Nice. A lot of people are in sells on GJ. Amazing. Good work. You did something I couldn't do. Ooh, someone entered EuroCAD. Let's take a look over here. EuroCAD, candle closing bearish. This 1-hour candle, expecting to continue moving down. I think it's pretty good. I think if the 30-minute candle is closing bearish on EuroCAD, you can bring a stop above the high of the 30-minute candle. And then have it continue down towards this area. It's pretty good. Wow, we're falling deeper over here. Hey, Raja, loving the streams. They have taught me a lot. Have a small account, so I'm quick to move stops to break even, but I got stopped out a lot before trade goes as planned. Any advice? Yeah, just don't put your stops at break even, so quick. Be not so quick at that. There are rumors that Britain does not agree with European trade rules. If it becomes clear, the pound is expected to fall to 1.28. Yeah, let it fall to 1.28. All I want to know is if I'm going to get a confirmation to sell it to 1.28. Why don't you sell when price broke support 139, 190? 139, 190, because I had no confirmations. I had my support at this area here, 139, 140, 150, this area here. So, it's fine if it's dropping. If it's dropping, it means it's making clean candles, and if price is making clean candles, we know that these clean candles are going to be covered maybe the next day. So you're right, Jimmy. Maybe the next day or maybe an Asian session or whatever. So it's fine. Let's just let GJ do its thing. Can you have a look at GU, please? GU is at a potential support area right over here. This is a potential support area on GU. Why did you look at 15-minute when you oh man. Why did you look at 15-minute when you said earlier you were only going to look at 30-minute for confirmations? 30-minute had a wick, so you could have taken the trade based on that, right? No, not really. Not really. I mean, it's okay to look at multi-time frame analysis, right? But I didn't see any confirmations. I mean, if I had any confirmations, I would have told you what I'm going to do. But I'm in no trades over here. Let's take a look at this chart. Ooh, wrong chart. Wrong chart coming straight from the gulag. Coming straight from the gulag. Oh, maybe these are extra letters over here. Oh, still wrong chart. Hey, good morning, Mango's dude. Haha, GJ short. Mango dudes. GJ shorts. Oh, beautiful. So you took the trade when the 30-minute broke the low of the previous 30-minute. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Like the stop would have been like 13, 15 pips in TP, like 1-to-1 risk reward. That's pretty good. The confirmation was on the 15-minute for me. Just seeing that huge wick on the 30-minute and the close of that huge bearish candle on 15-minute was a clear sell signal for me. Yeah, it is what it is. Didn't get any trades here. Was waiting for buys, didn't really formulate. Sells came through, you know. So maybe if I can get a support forming here, we could get another corrective move up over there. But you know, that depends on if we do get that confirmation. Would you suggest to buy if GU rejects the support? Rejection of support and having confirmations of buys are two different things. So you'll have to wait for the confirmations, or you'll have to do something risky with the rejection here. Can you look at your JPY? 30-minute candle closes at support. The next candle broke the high before the massive drop. Okay. Was this just probability not playing out, or was it a weak confirmation? I think it was pretty strong. I think it was a pretty good confirmation. The 30-minute candle closed bullish at support. Could have expected price to continue up. This support was held during the Asian session as well. So I personally think it was a good confirmation, you know, for you to stop being down over here. But now let's see if there was any room to reduce risk. Yeah, probably not. So that was just a probability. That was a probability because, you know, the 4-hour also rejected this area. So I guess you expected price to reject that area. So I guess it was just a probability of it not working out. Let's take a look at this GBP CHF chart. Would love to see bearish candle with strong rejection for the confirmation of resistance formed in this area to place a sell position. That's absolutely correct. That is true. You'll have to wait for some sort of a bearish candle here. Anyone got any ideas on why GJ has had a massive sell-off? I have an idea, and that idea is because I guess we came to a very, very strong daily level. That's why we rejected it. I mean, fundamentally, it just made no sense. I mean, someone can say that pound is in a recession, that's why it's dropping. I mean, yeah, sure, but there was no confirmation. None whatsoever. It was just, when I see things like this, instead of trying to figure out exactly why it happened, I just look at that and say, I'm like, okay, you know what? Market's just doing its thing. It's just rejecting, retracing, ranging on the high time frame. So, I mean, it is what it is. Can't really change anything. So that's what I tell myself always, that you know what, if it fell, it was a very, very strong resistance there, and if it was falling, we had these clean candles here to the left that it had to correct. So actually it came down to the same level yesterday where it rejected. So someone is saying whales are pulling money out. Well, yeah, that could be it too. What do you think about this chart? Let's take a look here. If the previous 15-minute candle closed with lower wicks, will you enter sell? No, 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 no. Right now, I have no analysis. All I want, if I can see a bullish candle closing, then maybe I could take a buy. But you know, if I mean, yeah, right now, just waiting now. We got 30 minutes left now to wait. We got 30 minutes left to wait now. So again, nothing. I gotta wait some more. I waited this 30 minute, now I gotta wait some more. Alright, let's take a look at this chart here. This is gold. Gold 1 hour. Price, retest the support. Took a buy once it breaks the previous one. I think you meant took a sell. I mean, if you can't get your buys and sells in line, why are you trading? Just quit trading. It's the biggest pet peeve when you can't understand if this is a support or resistance. If you can't understand, I'm sure you understand, but if you can't cognitively comprehend that this is a buy or sell, I think you need to get that right first before you get your trades right. Please see this chart idea I'm looking out for. Let's take a look here. This is GJ 15 minute. Big bearish candle, resistance formed, trade idea, looking for another of the blue boxes, and then sell. Stop loss would be 5 to 10 pips from the top wick. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, if you're looking for those resistances to be formed, just like we had, I mean, over here and over here and over here for it to continue down. But you know what I'm looking at now? Now this is a strong resistance here, support. You know, it's a strong support. So we'll have to wait for some sort of confirmation to continue moving up. Was watching Ted and Daniel Savage podcast, and Ted made a great analogy on securing profits early. If you see $100 on the street, are you gonna pick it up because it's not $1,000? Yeah, man, I secure profits all the time. That's exactly what my thinking is. You know, people say, oh, this guy catches 10 pips, only 10 pip traders, 10 pip this and that. Man, I've built an empire with 10 pips. You know, if I see 10 pips floating in a position, I'm taking that. You know, I'm taking that just because it's not like, you know, 20 pips or 30 pips. He stuttered before pronouncing an analogy. Yeah, because there are two ways to pronounce it. The UK version and the US version. One is analogy and the other one is analogy. Analogy and analogy.
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 Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, because, like, for example, like, you don't go to a birthday party and you get mad at the birthday boy because you didn't get the whole cake. You know, you're happy receiving a little piece of the cake. You know what I mean? Some people just want the whole damn cake.
I just want a little bit of cake. I don't want to get fat. EuroCAD, should I hold this trade or close fully? 30-minute candle closed bullish. It hit my stop loss partially. Should I close? I think when we were looking at this trade, we talked about how you should wait for candle to maybe break support and then take the trade. You know, I mean, if the support was being held, I mean, these are some mistakes I see people make all the time, over and over and over and over fucking again. I mean, you have a support over here, held over here, held over here, held over here, broke the low, held over here, broke the low, held over here. So if all these candles are, what's this? I entered on a break of the week. All these candles are breaking the previous lows and rejecting support. What makes us think that this candle breaking the low would not go back up? We don't know that. Price is at a support. If price is at a support, the key rule is to wait for price to break that support. Patience, man. You have to wait. If you're not going to wait, you will never get paid from the market. 100% I can guarantee you that. I can tattoo that on my forehead too if you want. I've been waiting, man. I wait a very, very long time to execute a trade. You know, so you have to wait. You know, I mean, I know some people took buys here when this candle came up. I know that it didn't break the high. This is where the breaking the high would have been perfect, you know, because price respected support. We have a range here to fill. When a candle breaks the high, it has a higher chance of going up because we're respecting this support. If price is creating support right over here, it breaks the low, this is a bad impulsive trade because it's at a support. You have to wait for it to break and close below support. So that's something I'm going to be talking more about in my next intake, you know, because I've finally figured out how to do these impulsive buys and sells. I mean, you can't do impulsive trades when price is at a support or resistance. You can only do them when it's in a range, when you have a range to fill and price is breaking the high or the low to fill that range, not when it's at a support or resistance. You know. Yes, get that tattoo. No, I was joking. I was joking. I wouldn't do that. I look like a. I look like a. I don't want to say the word, but I look like an artard if I did that. I even say, "Oh, look at that artard." Nobody's got tattooed on his head. Wait for support to break. Haha. Imagine you see me walking around in Miami and it says, "Wait for support to break" on my forehead. You're like, look at that guy.
I'm gonna put a banner over my Lamborghini, and I'm gonna put saying, "I waited for support."
That's, I think, man, bro, I think you should do that. You should do that. Get like a vinyl, you know. I waited for support.
On one on one of my Lamborghinis, I waited for support. The other one, I waited for resistance.
Yeah, have that on one side. On the other side, have look at my other Lamborghini. So like, oh shit, this guy's had 2 Lamborghinis. Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. Ooh, wrong chart coming from the Zoom chat. Come on.
Gulag.
Gulag. This is Zoom Gulag. Alright. We got 20 minutes left for this candle to close. If you can get a bullish candle closing here, I think I can execute a buy position going up. So we'll have to wait now. Your boy 6ix9ine has been killing me on IG. He has no chill. You know what, man? 6ix9ine, he actually, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing what he did. It's just amazing. He dodged a 40-year jail sentence. And now he's out making music, making money, doing things he do. It's amazing. Not taking this trade, just watching to see if it plays out. Waiting for candles to close above 95. Yeah, I think if you get a candle closing bullish here in a 30-minute time frame, I think that's going to work out. He is also a rat. You know what? You bring me any person, right? You bring me any person who is about to get a 40-year sentence in jail. Not a 4-year sentence, not 6, a 40-year jail sentence. I can guarantee you everyone's ratting out. Everyone's going to rat their mom and dad out too. You know, if you're getting a 40-year, if someone tells you, hey, if you don't give us this information, you will get a 40-year jail sentence. Everybody's ratting. You know, all these guys say, oh yeah, we did our time. Man, these guys did like 5 years, 6 years. That's okay. Man, 40 years is your whole life. You know, I don't know anyone who's not ratting for 40 years. Yeah, that was a side conversation since we were waiting for this candle to close. Yeah, man, 40 years is a long time. Like, chill. Daniel, can you imagine? Hey, Daniel, we're going to take away your 2 Lamborghinis and you're going to go to jail for 40 years unless you don't tell us this certain thing.
It's fine. I'll wait 40 years and then I'll take the money out of my ledger. I'll take the money out of my ledger. Hopefully Bitcoin has skyrocketed and I'll buy 3 more.
Yeah, hopefully Bitcoin has skyrocketed. Well, in 40 years, you're going to be 60. In 40 years, I'd be 70 years old. I may be dead.
God damn, you know, jail would be good for me, bro. Hopefully I'd go in, come out, you know, with muscles at least.
Muscles. If the can... Yeah.
No, sorry.
No,
Oops.
good, go ahead. What's this? What was this? If the candle closed bullish and the next one breaks the high, isn't that the safer bet for buys up till? Yeah, I mean, I gotta see how this candle closes bullish, you know. If this closes like a good bullish candle, then I'm gonna take a buy. What's your daily profit target? Well, right now my profit target is more than $0. That's what my profit target is. So far, I'm in negative. So far, I'm sitting at, what's this? Negative $21. I had a I had a buy overnight. I took at, what is this? 139.486. I took it at 139.486, somewhere over here. My target was 140 and then eventually 141. I got my stops at break even. Price came down, stopped me out, and dropped further down. Imagine I had no stop loss, man. I'd be livid right now. I'd be like, yo, 500 pip drawdown, 50 pip drawdown, like what? Yeah, no. Patience is so hard to learn. No, patience is not hard to learn. You just don't have to do anything, man. Just as Ken Effect says, my hands are tied. My hands are tied doing this big moves.
Entered right here. I'm guessing your stops are like here or here.
Hey,
Oh shit, my bad.
hey,
Like either here or here.
yo, you're walking in the classroom over here. Alright, mute. Anyone got their feelings hurt on gold yesterday? I think people get their feelings hurt in gold every day. It's not about one day, it's about every day. I mean, look at these candles on gold. Look at this 15-minute candle. 20, oh, well, they're pretty small now.
Actually, gold sells were really nice yesterday too. Hit that little range, between 2007, 2002, and beautiful. Just wow.
Oh, this move below 2002?
Oh yeah, break right under, came back up, wick fill, boom, keep going. Previous resistance support, real nice trade.
You know, when it was falling right before I went to bed last night, I was thinking, well, if it's falling, if it's down at 1988, I mean, it should come down and fill this wick then, like at 1976. Which, you know what? I think it could, because we're breaking below 1986 over here.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rakeel. It'll probably drop today. For the most of the session, it'll probably drop to 1976, and then what we'll find is it'll start to pull back later on this afternoon, and then tomorrow it'll continue up. We talked about this earlier this week. Again, we were going to have one day where there was going to be a massive pullback, and this is the day that we're having a massive pullback. People were saying it would be Tuesday, but since we had that massive run up on Monday, I didn't think it would be Tuesday. I was thinking it would be Wednesday or Thursday. So I think we're going to have a pullback at 1976, like you're saying. It'll drop there, and then what'll happen is tomorrow it'll dip down again, and people continue taking sells. And what'll happen is we won't have an upper wick on the daily candle, and it'll fly back up, because you can see what sort of structure is being built on the daily. It's it's a bit of consolidation that's getting built now on the daily. So what's going to happen is people are going to get trapped with this candle. I already know what's going to happen. So they see this candle here, and what's going to happen is tomorrow's candle is going to look like this, and then it's going to dip a bit, and people are going to start taking sells. And what'll happen is this candle over here will potentially then become the wick, and then it'll continue to drive. Because once again, remember, when you look at this logically, logic dictates that we should finish over here. We didn't really finish over there. So this move is just consolidation. So now we have a big daily range that we're going to be bouncing in, and this is going to burn a lot of people, because they're going to be trying to take sells or trying to take buys. It's not the same structure as we had over here. So if you want, I mean, you can play with gold sells, but to be honest, I would just sort of stay away a bit. Wait for more information, because one candle isn't changing direction. So don't get caught in this trap move that the institutions are playing, because you can clearly see it's a consolidation move.
Somebody in the YouTube chat was like, "Why is Daniel here? I'm confused."
He's a
Like,
savage.
am I not allowed to be here?
No, you're a savage. You're a ratchet booty, whatever that song is.
He's a savage. Ratchet, bougie, ratchet.
You know, when you have a magic keys, you can be here. You know, you can be here.
That's the other song. You can do anything you want if you have a magic keys.
I'm telling you. There should be a gulag button on here.
Let's take a look here. What's this? Scion FX GJ. Is this a monthly chart? Yeah, it's a monthly chart. Oh, okay. Looking for sells all the way from up over there, all the way down to 126. That's a great idea. I like that. Well, we'll see you next year then. See you next year.
Oh, definitely not trading today.
How was your London webinar? Were you there? No?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't do one today. I took some trades though. Oh my god, really nice, real nice. Recorded everything. Just so, wow, it's crazy. It's real crazy.
Beautiful. Ooh, some people are taking buys since the 15-minute is breaking the high. I'm waiting for the 30-minute to close and then decide what am I going to do.
At this level where price is currently creating support on these candles right now, these last 3 15-minute candles, now currently 2 30-minute candles, that level right there, 138.880, is actually a very crucial level that I use as a level of support on my Fibonacci, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, it's amazing how it lines up here as well, you know, with technicals. I think Fibonacci, when he developed Fibonacci, I think he understood how the world works. Because I've seen, like, you know, different charts, how you know, those levels that they align with flowers and people and charts and, you know, everything like that. I don't have much knowledge on that, so I'm not going to talk about that further. What's this? Oh, I got stopped out here last night. How could I have avoided this? You got stopped out here last night. Well, we don't know where you took an entry, so I can't say anything on that.
Yeah. Hold on. You did. Look.
Where?
The entry was right over here, right? Isn't it right there?
Right over there?
Yeah, isn't that the entry? Right? Because this is the green. I don't know. You use trading view. How do you not know this stuff? This is
yeah, but like some people say, oh no, it was right over here.
Oh.
You know, so let's assume wherever this started, you took an entry when the candle was bullish. Let's assume the candle. That was a bad entry to begin with.
Well, I assume he's taking a sell, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if he's taking a sell over here, it makes no sense.
Oh yeah, that's true. Or maybe he was taking a sell over here. Oh no, he wouldn't be because it would be up here. Yeah, so it would be a sell. Oh, I see where he took a sell. He took a sell right over here. Right, and that's his stop loss is like higher than this area here, which he thought was just this.
Then why isn't this profit loss thing all the way starting from here?
Yeah, that's true. That's too hard, sorry. I'll just go back to sleep.
Yeah. And that's why you're in the gulag. You send incomplete charts. It's just a mess. Hey, would you put the stop loss under the 30-minute candle, or do you think it's a good also under the 15-minute candle just to have more RR? There's no such thing as having a good RR, so you need to take that idea away. There's no such thing as a good RR or a bad RR. I think risk reward is just subjective, you know. So I'm waiting for this 30-minute candle to close, and I'm going to put my stops. I mean, it depends where it closes, right? I mean, If it closes somewhere down over here, I think that's going to be a good opportunity to take a buy. So just gonna wait. It's better idea to wait for price to create a minor resistance than to take a sell to test a low, question mark. Yes. See, here's the thing, right? If I see a candle closing, if the 30-minute candle closes right over here, and my stop is going to be around 15, 16 pips, and I know that there's a resistance here like 10 pips away, then I cannot take a sell, you know, because there's not enough range. And then at that point, I'm going to say, okay, you know what? It's better to wait for price to create some sort of resistance and then continue down. But if the candle closes in a way which gives me enough range to play in, like let's say if I get a 15 pip range and a candle closes down here around, you know, 138.970, then not only my stop is going to be decent, but there's going to be like a half decent range to take a trade in. So that's why it's really important to actually wait for candles to close. Hey Raja, would you put this? Okay, I already did that. Trying to see how I could have caught this whole move, especially after anticipated sells, but did not execute. Let's take a look here, Charlene. So GPAUD did not blindly enter sells due to big bullish push. Okay. Strong high time frame multi rejection area, broke range and previous lows. No retest, just continuation down. How could have caught these sells? Yeah, you know, I guess for this you'll have to look at the 15-minute time frame here. So let's go to GA over here and let's look at GBP AUD. Let's look at the 15-minute time frames here. Let's see. Okay, so first of all, we broke the support down, right? There's no confirmations, whatever it is. I think the only good confirmation I would see would be below this 15-minute candle right over here. So you know, price was consolidating, candle went down, candle went bullish. We wanted a resistance to be formed. Candle went bearish, no resistance formed. Then this went bullish, and when this was coming down, I guess the low over here could have made sense, because now when we look at it on the 30-minute time frame, let's look at it on the 30-minute time frame. Looking this on a 30-minute time frame, it would have made sense that, okay, now we have clean candles and potential move down till, you know, 1.8 to 160. That could have been a move, and if you measure that, that's around like, you know, 16, 15 pips, and a runner could have gone even more. So, you know, could have been nice. Could have been nice that way. What's this? Yesterday you said that you don't change bias. Oh, someone's about to scold me now. That you don't change bias, but today first you were looking for resistance to take sells and now you're looking for bias. Yeah, so I mean, changing bias, it means when you've taken a trade, right? If you've taken a buy and now if that buy did not work out and now you're changing your bias to sells just because your buy didn't work out, that's wrong. You can't do that. But since I haven't taken a trade yet, so I can look for sells, I can look for buys, I can look for price to move left and right, diagonal, wherever it wants to go, because I haven't taken a trade yet. So you can do anything you want when you sexy. When you haven't taken a trade. Are you not worried about the 1 hour wick getting filled if the 30-minute candle closed bullish? It also happened during London and people took buy. No, not at all. Not at all. So now we see there are 4 minutes left for this candle to close. Now on a technical level on GJ, I've been waiting for about, you know, like 1.5 hours to take a trade and still nothing has happened right now. I can't take a buy because there's resistance like 8 pips away, literally 8 pips away. Look left over here. Support is down over here, so it will make no sense at all. So I think better thing to do would be to wait for a resistance to be formed in this case. So we have to wait now. I feel like there's a really fine line between changing bias being fluid and changing bias to force a trade. Lee, I think you've said it right. There's a very fine line when you change the bias to force a trade and when you're changing bias to be fluid. You know, obviously I was looking for buys over here, but candles broke down, and then I was like, okay, well, you know, if this candle closes over here, I'm maybe looking for buys here again, or if we form resistance, I may look for sells. You know, so it's kind of certain things I'm looking at and watching and waiting. Um, let's take a look at this chart here. Eleanor from Singapore, what's this? Would this resistance be invalid because it broke going up and back down? No, I think it's still valid. I think it's still valid. That's why I have it here. It's still valid. You know. So yeah, it could be a good idea over here. Just wait. You don't think that NY will break minor resistance? Well, I don't know. If it does, it does. If the range for buys was bigger, would it worry you that all the high time frames are bearish? No. The only thing that would worry me if I'm over risked. So Raja, you wouldn't be expecting NY momentum to break resistance. I mean, it could. If it does, then what can you do, man? Nothing. You can't do anything. You can't do anything about it. Couldn't this be a low forming? Yeah, it could be a low forming. That's why we're waiting. We're waiting for either support, resistance to be formed here to go down, or something. You know, like right now, we're just waiting. Ooh, gold tapped into 1982 and reversed. Your JPY is also rejecting this area now. Would you ever get a dog? No, dogs stink. I don't want to get a dog. How many clowns and accounts have you blown before you were profitable? Well, I blew maybe. Let's not talk about blown accounts, because you know then someone may get an idea that it's okay to blow a certain number of accounts to be profitable. But the amount of clowns I've blown, a lot, way too many to name. That was a joke, by the way. So yeah, just waiting here. Just waiting. What are you hitting at the gym today? Probably gonna do some back. Probably gonna do some. Yeah, probably gonna do some back and biceps. I did shoulders. I did shoulders yesterday. I did a lot of shrugs. Oof, my shrugs are still sore. I'm sad because you not look at my chart. Well, you never sent it, so we're going to take a look at it right now to make you unsad. Wrong chart, man. Come on. What is this? Yeah, I don't even know what this is. This is Raj. I have a yellow face. How long when you started trading were you profitable? I think like 8-9 months. After like 8-9 months. So yeah. Ooh, Mac donated $5 here. Always wait for candles to close. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you. $5 richer over here now. Well, at least I made $5 today. So, looking at GJ, I mean, I don't even know what to do in GJ here. I think it's going to be no trade here. I got like 1 hour left until I'm here on the stream, and if in that 1 hour nothing shows up, then there's no trade. I mean, can't take a sell because candles are bullish. Can't take a buy because there's resistance right over here. That means we're just stuck. Do I have the right UJ idea? Let's take a look at this UJ idea. So far I've taken no trades at all today. I've taken no trades. Support formed, clean move up, clean move down, waiting for previous 30-minute candle support to form again. Once support is formed, break of the highs would create bullish momentum. That's true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Let's take a look on the 1 hour here. 1 hour is forming here, is chilling. It's under 139, 150. There are no confirmations for me to take a buy at this point. So I'm just waiting. I love scalping, but I am better at swinging. What should I do? I think you should stick to swinging then. I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you're better at swinging, just stick to swinging. Today is one of those days where we have to be patient. Yeah, man. I mean, people were in sells over here. There are two type of people who took trades today. There are people who are in sells. They won today. There are people who took buys and they're in drawdown and they're hoping for price to come back to their entries so that they can exit the trade. Those two types of people are in trades today. Sells and the one who's in drawdowns. And the third ones are who are just waiting, you know. So yeah, I'm just waiting over here. I'm just waiting now. So basically what's happening right now is, what I'm waiting for right now is that this was a level of resistance support, and this is a level of rejection over here. If we see a resistance forming in this area, I think we could get a move coming down. But if we get a candle breaking above this area, I think then we can get a correction moving up. So this is going to be a key area here, 139, 150. This is a key area that I'm waiting for a candle to either close above it or close below it. So I've taken no trades so far. It's better to wait and take a confident trade than to just force a trade.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything today. Today's daily candle this is the trap move. They gave out all the money out Monday and Tuesday, and now they're coming back for it on Wednesday. People are just gonna get whipped around like crazy. I've seen this too much. They're going to get greedy, thinking it's going all the way up or all the way down, and then it's going to whipsaw back. And yeah, just if you're trading today, you should be on high alert. Secure all your trades right away, and don't let things go crazy because it's going to be choppy.
Yeah, I literally took a buy on GJ, took 12 pips, said F it, I'm out.
Take care, take care. If you don't hold resistance, this might be possible. Let's take a look here. If we break here, it might consider previous move with the head out. Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. I mean, if we close above 139, 150, this move could be a fake out. Price may form like a minor support here and continue moving bullish. So there's a little bit of more waiting over here. Oh, bless you.
Bless you, bless you.
Forget about choppy GJ. I'm excited to meet you in London. Oh, nice.
It's gonna be a big party in the UK.
Man, it's gonna be a huge get together. There's gonna be a lot of people. I'm gonna make a post, and then we're gonna see like which place we can hold this
shutdown.
Yeah, which place we can hold the shutdown. Where they say, hey, no more people. Video on this method of trading, Raja? Question mark, question mark. This is the video for this method of trading. Just watch. No, people are coming with, are Canadians invited? Well, it's in London, so if you're in London, for sure. If you're not in London, then how is it possible for you to be invited? Everyone says don't trade this, and then people just take trades left and right. Yeah, man. Just people just take traders left and right. I mean, all you got to do is just wait. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see how price is gonna affect, how 139, this area here, is gonna affect price. If we get affected in a way that we may continue moving down, then I might be looking for sells. Take a look at the 15-minute here. Yeah, I mean, if we do continue down, we could continue down to this point, 138.893. If the 30-minute breaks the low over here, or if this 30-minute candle closes like a bullish candle, and if the next 30-minute candle breaks the low, I think we can have a nice trade coming down. It's going to be like 15, 16 pips. But if we close above this level, and there's a minor support formed on, let's say, the 15-minute time frame, I think that's going to give me confirmation to take buys to continue going up. Now this thinking is being fluid, that you're looking at both scenarios, right? You have your buys planned and you have your sells planned. You know, you're not stuck in one bias. Can we say that the 1 hour time frame is this candle close above 139.150? It's forming a higher low and possible to retest a higher high at 139.800. Yeah, it could. I mean, you'll need the candle to close above this area. Only then that can happen. Took my first trade ever, made a loss, but managed my risks, so only lost under 1% of my account. Beautiful. Let's keep it that way today. Let's keep it under 1% today. How can I send you my analysis? It's in the description. Where is that disclaimer anyway? I had a disclaimer over here. I can't find it. Where is my disclaimer? I can't find it. Would you enter the buy at 30-minute candle close above resistance, or will you wait for the next candle to pull down a bit before going back up? I will do the second thing. Like, I'll wait for it to close in this resistance, and then I'm going to wait for the next one to maybe close in this resistance as well. So we're going to see what happens. I mean, we've still got 20 minutes left for this to close. Hello, sir. I'm considering this as my setup on GJ. Let's take a look here. Waiting for support to form. May put buy position if support has been formed around here. It may give some sort of trouble around here. Yeah, I think it's a good idea if you get a candle closing above this area here and then continue moving up. That's a great idea. Absolutely fantastic idea. When I'm in London, like a lot of guys are asking the place and time or whatever like that. So when I'm in London, probably going to be on Sunday evening. Sunday evening, we're going to do that get together. So Sunday evening is going to be the day.
So you gonna go hit a pub?
Not sure yet. No idea. Way too early to decide anything yet. I can't find the link for Zoom meeting. Well, that's the whole idea. All right, let's take a look at this GU idea here. GU, 30-minute key support level. If 1 hour close bearish, albeit 1 hour big filler, anticipating that this candle is the high of the 1 hour candle. Yeah, this looks better for sells here. Let's look at GU here. This looks good. You got the 15-minute. If 15-minute closes bearish, I think below this area here, I think you're gonna have a better opportunity to continue moving down, especially on the 30-minute. Then this 30-minute could be a booby trap candle for price to continue falling. Yep. And that's something I'm going to be looking on GJ here as well. I mean, if a candle breaks below 139.042, that's when I'm going to take a sell and expect price to continue moving bearish. 13, 14 pip range.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
Whoa.
Scared the hell out of me.
Whoa!
I wasn't ready for that.
I literally opened up Instagram, forgot my phone was not on vibrate.
The grudge.
Gulag.
Gulag grudge.
What time is it? It's 8:11. All right, I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, by the way, Danielle and Ted, that was a good interview you guys did. It was pretty fun to watch. Just want to say thank you for that.
Oh yeah, man. I keep getting emails. Everybody's loving that video.
Yeah, Daniel paid me a lot for that.
That is not true. That is not true.
I'll stop denying it.
Yeah.
Starting drama. You can see 2 minutes later on Instagram, see Ted gets paid by Daniel.
he paid him with a Lambo.
Yeah.
He paid him with a Lambo.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think that those kind of conversations, I mean, I wouldn't even call them interviews now, more of conversations like those podcasts, those are important. I think if there's an opportunity for people to do those and just have guests on and get perspectives, I think they're really good. Like someone like Daniel, who trades regularly, who has mentorship and things like that, he asks different questions than say somebody who maybe is just more of a, that just specializes in podcasts or does something different. So I don't like to not do them because you get different perspectives and there's always a different angle people are going towards. So there's always a little bit of different information provided.
Plus, I feel like we also do like a little podcast type thing every morning. I think like all of us. We got some comics. We got you.
The really actual cool thing about these podcasts is because you actually have like, you really get that feeling, you know what I mean? You get that feeling like, wow, like if you're actually there hanging out with us, talking with us, so it's like, it's really good to surround yourself around conversations like that, around winners, you know what I mean? Even if you're just listening, that's always the best thing. So definitely recommend it. Like I've had over more than probably like 100 people tell me, wow, like that guy Teddy Bear, man, what he said about his analogy on everything was just ridiculously amazing. Teddy Bear guy.
Teddy Bear guy.
I'm telling you, I mean, I feel everybody should watch that. Like I'm telling you, I've watched it 3 times. Amazing.
Yeah, I think it's good too. And Dan, because you're younger, obviously it resonates with people your age. So that's good as well. I find that there is, I would say, I don't want to really say it, but I'll say it anyways. But there's like an ageism on social media. There, people are like, well, I always get the comment, "You're too old," and I always look and I say, well, I'm not trying to be young. Like I'm not hip. I don't know all the stuff people do. I mean, I don't drive like a Lambo or something like that, like all the cool kids drive. I do my own thing. But I think when you look at the demographics, or when we talk about like those gaps in age, people that are in their 20s, I mean, people like Daniel Savage who have their whole life ahead of them essentially. He's smart because he comes to somebody who maybe is a little bit older, and you get those little bits of nuggets that will give you a little bit of direction, because at the end of the day, I mean, my journey only started like 6 years ago, right? So you guys have so many more years ahead of me to get to where I am right now. You'll dwarf over top of my success over the next, say, 10 or 12 years. Whereas when I was younger, I wasn't even thinking about doing these kind of things. And I think having that kind of perspective can really change the way that you have, your outlook on trading. I mean, people realize that it's not a race. Like you don't have to get there right away. But when you start your journey, 24, 25 years old, 26 years old, a lot can change in a few years. And you now have all that extra time to enjoy. I mean, even in your 30s, you're going to have a great time enjoying your life. Like don't sell yourself short because you're in your 20s and you're not there yet. Like, I mean, in your 30s, you're gonna have a lot of stuff.
Well, you play Plunder with me, so I don't consider you old at all.
No, I feel like I'm 20 all the time. My body's in great shape.
Holy.
And you kill it. I mean, we kill it at Plunder.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm 20. I mean, yeah, I can't lift
the
275, 250 anymore like I used to when I was in my 20s. But man, I go to the gym, I go hard. I can play ball with everybody. Yeah, I'm not dunking on people, but that's just because I don't want to kill my body. I mean, you know, I still want to, you know, it takes me a little bit longer to recover when I'm running, playing basketball and stuff like that. But I can still play. I can still shoot. Like it's just one of those things. I think a lot of people. Age now is shifting so much. Like there's people that are in their 40s, people that are in their 30s that, you know, you feel like you're in your 20s anyways. Like I can go out all night and drink hard with everybody. Like, and people are like, how do you do that? It's your body is your body. Like you take care of it and do what you need to do. Like you feel young. Like I think people when they were in their, like there's certain people that are older that act older in terms of like they're not taking care of themselves, and then there's people that are older that, you know, you can keep up with everybody.
Yeah, man.
Because I don't know, I go out, I can out drink like 20, 23, 24-year-olds, like no problem.
I know.
We-
I know.
We've gone to the club and these guys in their 20s are like passed out. I'm like, man, what's wrong? You guys don't know how to party.
Me.
Exactly.
I see Rakeel over there standing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting tired now, so I might put the desk down and sit.
He's got
You
this.
should get a treadmill there too.
He's got this.
That's a good idea, you know.
All right, guys, you just running. Gotta keep on running over here.
He's got the surgical disc.
I see him putting a punching bag in the back.
We're waiting. We're waiting now.
NFP for NFP.
Be careful there,
He's got a-
Sinan.
For NFP,
Yeah, he's
he's
way
got a
over there.
treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for this candle to close. We got 10 minutes left over here.
I think that's it. It should probably hit down now.
You know, I had the funniest dream the other day, and it had to do with the magic keys, right? I was actually in a trade. I was like looking at a trade, right? I was looking at gold, you know, my MT4, you know, something I never do, and I was drinking a coffee or whatever, and dude, like I spilled a coffee on top of the magic keys, and it opens up a whole bunch of orders selling gold, and the gold just melted like 300 pips.
Jeez.
Can you imagine?
And it was magic coffee then.
Magic coffee and magic key.
It's a really nice combination.
Ooh, GU is still waiting. See, waiting. Been waiting for almost 2 hours now. No trade. 2 hours and still waiting. Hey, can you see this chart, buddy? Let's take a look at this chart, buddy. This is the perfect example of a very incomplete chart with arrows going up, arrows going down. This is not only goat shit, but also the analysis is goat shit, because nothing, man. Arrow goes up, arrow goes down, arrow goes up, arrow goes down. Looks good, perfect. That's all I gotta say to that chart. You know, some people may be offended with that, but That was a
It-
bad
it is
example
what
of a
it is.
chart.
So not only is it goat shit, guys, it is also dog shit.
Like, let's take a look at this example, right? This example is pretty good. You know exactly what Mark is thinking, you know exactly what he's looking for. But over here, man, nothing. You got this green, big, monstrous thing over here. I don't know what this green, I mean, what is this green highlighted thing? Some
The
trade
zone.
from 4 years ago? I don't know.
It looks like a pathway for a racetrack.
Yeah, that's a pretty big.
Well, I
pattern.
think it's important too, like to have that example set out, like those two examples, because if you're not able to coherently mark out your thoughts on a chart, I really don't think you're doing it, to be honest, in real time. So that chart, that the example there, I think when people do things like that, I really don't think they even understand what they're doing, and I don't even think they follow that idea, even if it was somewhat coherent in their mind. Get into the habit of really being detailed with what you're trying to do, and you'll see that your results will improve because you're forced now to actually write down your thoughts. And I think as you start writing down your thoughts, or you start putting them down there, you'll realize you're like, oh, that doesn't really make sense. Like it'll just come a little bit more naturally. Sort of the same way when people always say, try and say the sentence in your head first before you speak it out loud, because when you speak it out loud, it sounds pretty silly. That I think you'll find the same thing with your charts. It's not a bad thing to write up a lot of information on your charts either. Like it's just going to help you, because then you can put those away as JPEGs or pictures in your folder in your computer, and you can use that basically as a journal as well. And you can go back and you can look and just rename those pictures, GJ trade plus like 12 pips or plus 30 pips. And when you ever have issues with your current trades, you can go back and review those.
Yeah, and there is also that website that allows you to like journal your trades, called Trilio, something like that.
Oh, Trixie.trade?
Yeah, Trixie.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good
I
one.
know it's coming. Trillion?
Trilio. I don't even know where that came from. Trilio.
Trilio.
It's like my grandpa's name. Trilio.
Trello.
Trello.
Trello. It's Trello.
Trello. Oh, Trello. There you go.
Is it Trello? Oh, yeah, it's Trello.
It's Trello.
Trello's the best.
Great.
What's that? Trello's great.
Yeah, that's the one that Stefano's using.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna journal that right now.
Oh, we got $99.99 from Daniel Savage coming in. Thank you.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
he beat me.
Yeah,
Like
he
$94.
he beat your $5.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Oh man, my message didn't upload with the donation. I put no goat shit
Oh.
charts.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
How convenient.
I'm still winning. I'm winning.
Now that's a lot of shawarmas.
I'm winning.
There's a lot of pepitos right there.
And Daniel still doesn't follow me on Instagram, so it's like beef.
He doesn't follow.
It's a privilege.
Nah, we'll go back to the gulag. Shit, the S&P is dropping.
No way.
Finally, moving a little.
That's incredible. I've been waiting for a breakout from this 300 point range on US 30 from 28,000 to 27,700. And it's been there for almost 6 days already.
A week already, right?
Yeah.
Same as the S&P.
I mean, it's barely accumulation.
But I think once Tesla joins the S&P, it's gonna give it a nice boost. So just waiting for that. just looking at the indices now. Getting up the charts.
Oh, Lick's still alive. Donated to himself.
That's called that. Donated to myself. I wonder if that's a tax write-off.
Probably. Just take a screenshot. Take a screenshot and put it on
but hurry up and preface that. You're not actually getting the donation. It goes to YouTube's charity.
Yeah, it goes to YouTube charity, by the way.
Oh, for
I
real?
thought that's why you were doing it. The tax write-off.
No.
Oh, man.
Whatever money that gets sent here, it doesn't come to me. It goes to YouTube, sends it to a random non-profit somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like because otherwise people will just start freaking out, being like, "Oh, he's just paying himself, so it doesn't count." It's like,
Oh, better take a screenshot.
All right, so we had 99.99. Can someone do 100? $100 is done. Can we get 105?
Yeah.
105, somebody. 105.
You're stretching that a little more.
Yeah.
I'm on my limit already. My $5. That was for my bagel. It's gone.
Oh shit.
I'm not gonna eat today.
All right, so it looks like we're closing bullish over here to potentially continue bullish. We're closing about 139, 150. So this move down becomes a fake out. Yeah, I think we're gonna see it. So this is gonna be a break. So you know when there are like breakout candles. So this was a breakout candle. This is a break-in candle because this candle is breaking back in the range. I'm just making this up, right? Just to explain myself.
I can't tell.
Yeah. So if you're gonna take a buy, I guess your stop is gonna be below this break-in candle. Break-in candle.
That's a new term for candles.
Yeah, to continue moving bullish. Oh, damn! 350. We got Uncle Ted donating 350.
there you go.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody's
All
gonna
right.
top it off.
Can we get 351? Can we get 351?
Man,
I made $500,000 this week, so I think I can give away like a few $100.
In one trade, basically.
right, in
In
one
one
gold
trade.
trade.
350. Oh, 350.
Holy.
I think if we all put like $1 in the gulag, we'll probably top it off like 350.
Okay, so we got this candle closing here, looking at the 15 minute. 15 minutes also closing back in this range. I think now this is going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue moving bullish.
But
it's gonna
it
be
didn't.
like
It didn't.
13, 14
Didn't
pip
get-
stop.
Well, there's $1. There's $100.
Oh,
my
we got
God,
Nice.
$100.
$100.
Yeah, Josh Lindsay.
Joshua
Yeah, but
coming
no,
in.
no message. No message. £1. Leave the messages.
Here's the Jeff Bezos comments. You make that much, you should be donating more. Oh, dear.
Shut the hell up, man.
Get some fucking socialists in here.
This is
Who
so.
is that? I'm gonna put him on timeout.
So,
That's okay.
No, I'm not playing.
so I guess since the market didn't give us an opportunity to give out money today, so I guess we gave out money to everybody here, to some random organization here.
Yeah.
No, we don't even know of.
There's Josh over
Yeah,
there.
wait.
There's a mystery Ted over there. There's mystery Ricks Don't Lie and mystery Daniel Savage over there. Imagine believing someone's net worth is the money said person is sitting on in their bank accounts. Yeah, I mean, like, when people say, oh, Jeff Bezos has $100 billion, some people think that he has $100 billion in his bank account sitting somewhere. It doesn't work like that.
I think too. I mean, when you think about it, it's after a while. I mean, I think even Daniel and I talked about this. After a while, the dollars, they don't really matter anymore. Like you're not going to be happy with more money, and everybody always says that to me. They're like, "Yeah, you'll see. When I have money, I'll be." You're not going to be more happy than you already are in your current phase of your life. You think you are, but you're not. You're going to have the freedom to do more, and you think that's going to make you happier, but it's not. What it's going to do is it's going to reveal what your true intentions are with yourself, how you want to actually live your life. It's not going to going out and you know, Daniel probably even say this too. You know, he goes out and buys, like, you know, he's got like a stable of Lambos. He's not he's not any happier than he was when he didn't have them. And I think this is the mistake a lot of people make. It's like Raja bought a house. Raja's not happier that he bought a house. That's just a byproduct of his efforts. He was still a happy guy before he bought that house, right? So I think we have to be careful in society thinking that, you know, your dollars in your pocket are going to change how happy you're going to be or how you're going to feel. It really doesn't. You just get a cleaner direction of who you are as a person.
I love that quote. It's like, money doesn't change you. It just, what is it? Money doesn't change you. It just shows your true intentions. It's exactly what you were just talking about.
Yeah, it honestly does. Because I mean, like I was over at my parents' house the other day, and you know, they were talking, and I was sort of just laughing at some stuff, and you know, because I mean, it sounded bad, but we were watching TV, and you could buy like one of those Hondas or Toyotas for, like, you know, it's like you can lease it for like $59 bi-weekly or whatever it is, right? And I just started laughing.
Camry?
Yeah, like I was just laughing, and my mom turns around, she's like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like, $59 bi-weekly, you know, that's like $100. That's like $1,200 a year, and it's like I got more than that in my wallet right now. And
You can buy
like,
a car.
well, it's funny because she turns around and she says, "Well, you know, it's not everybody has your lifestyle, and you know, you'll realize, you know, and you know that, you know, coming back to the neighborhood here." I said, "Yeah," I said, you know, and I said it's not that I'm laughing because, you know, I can afford it. It was, you know, at one point I couldn't do it, and now that I can, it's, you know, I don't even bother at it. Like, it's not something that I would want anyways. But back in the day, you know, you always wanted a car, you always wanted this, and now it's like I don't really need that. It was just funny because, you know, the amount of emphasis society puts on money. Like, hey, you can get this for only $60 bi-weekly. And you're sort of looking at it going, you know, they're drawing it to you that, hey, you can afford this. It doesn't matter how much you make. And it was really interesting in that perspective. But yeah.
Definitely is.
You know what I've realized, Rakeel? Like, dude, like ever since I've been like kind of like grinding, you know, YouTube and stuff like that, dude, like there's other YouTubers out there, man. They'll just throw shots. Like they swear they're like gods and stuff. Like, oh no, I mean, I do this before you, so you know you can't do it. Like, what? It's ridiculous, bro. Like, people don't understand, this is freaking YouTube, bro. Forex is one of the biggest niches on YouTube. You do one video the same way another guy did it, and ooh, the other guy goes crazy.
Here's the thing. Instagram is another world, and YouTube is a whole different world.
No, I mentioned that the other day. Like,
everything.
it's a whole different community.
Yeah.
It's literally a whole different community from YouTube and Instagram.
So you get like YouTube beef?
Oh yeah.
Literally, yeah. Like there's this some guy on Twitter who's promoting my videos about the prophet. He was talking like, "Oh no, get off my sack! Y'all copy everything."
Get off my sack.
Like what?
Get off my sack.
Oh
That's a
my
good one.
God.
That's
So,
a
Man,
really good one.
that really hurts if someone's on your
I've
sack too. I
never
wouldn't
heard
want to
that
be
one
anybody.
That's a
before.
great quote. I've never heard
Yeah,
that one before.
never
Like-
heard
Get
that
off
one
my
before.
sack.
Get
like
off
it,
my
it
sack.
doesn't
I'm
make
from-
sense because like you
My
do
sack?
we do these streams, we do these videos on YouTube, we make these like story posts and stuff like that, these educational videos, for motivational purposes as well. So it's like you're really gonna hate on somebody for also trying to motivate and help and educate the community. Like
They're just
some-
insecure, bro.
no, it's just some people
We
are greedy.
apologize to the ladies on the stream. I see the two ladies looking and they don't look impressed.
They're like sack?
Sack? What's wrong with you guys?
What's wrong with you guys? We're talking about sex.
Gold, I think if we hold support at 1982, we have a strong resistance at 1995. So if you're in buys, I'd watch around 1995, 1994. Might have a little bit of difficulty there. But what we were talking about earlier seems to be happening. There was a bit of a pullback from that bottom level. So I think really, to be honest with gold, if you're looking at gold, anything above 1996, 97, probably back up to 2009 is going to be good. So wait for those levels, because ultimately your top out level for gold, hopefully for this week, will be 2027. So we've got lots of time to get into gold to get a nice move. So don't get caught in today's junky move, because it just looks like it's consolidating the entire day.
Oh, that base.
3, 4, 5, 6. 650 just thrown just like that in the YouTube chat today. 650. Just like that. I could have bought another 4K monitor. What are you looking for? Nothing. I really wanted to execute buys, but something tells me no. I don't know what it is. Maybe this rejection over here is just making me not take a trade. So I guess this day may turn out to be a no trading day here for me. I mean, in the next 20 minutes, if this candle closes back in the range, I think I'm gonna look for sells to go down. I'm gonna execute on those sells, but I mean, for price to go up, for me to comfortably 100% be sure about the trade, for price to go up, I would want a support formed after this candle broke in back in this range, or this candle to close below this area and then continue to go down. That's what I'm gonna wait to see.
Yeah, it's just consolidating, so.
Yeah. I just googled where the super chat money goes, and it says it goes to your AdSense account by the end of the month if you set it up. I haven't seen that at all. I haven't seen 1 cent of it. Let's take a look here. Yeah, like that. If that can come down and then boom, boom, boom.
Or it looks like chipmunks are singing.
Yeah, like oven and the chip. Oven.
In your experience, how important is gut feeling in trading? Example, all technical levels agree for a direction on the pair, but something deep and within keeps saying this is not right. I think that's very important. Right over here, I saw the candle closing back in the range. I wanted to take the buy, but at the same time, someone in me, something said that no, maybe this is not going to be a good buy. So I'm just like staying away from it right now. I'm just waiting to see how, how we close over here and see what happens. Could you make a shout out to Charlene for me, please? I don't think they realize she made it out of the gulag. Man, Charlene's been out of the gulag for a very, very long time.
But she stays there.
Yeah, she's an OG, man. She's been in this game for a long time. Yeah, representing. Represent. Show them what's going on. Yeah, a lot of people are doing really well now. I mean, like you see most people here, they have the cams on, just like sitting there watching, waiting. I mean, I'm standing here just waiting. I mean, if someone would ask me, "Oh, what do you do all day?" I just wait. We look at candles forming and just wait for them to form. I mean, if this closes back again here, I'm going to take a sell and then we can continue down to fill this low right over here. So got 17 minutes left over here. How can I develop a positive psychological regarding trading? I guess you meant psychology. Yeah, just wait. You just have to wait. It's like what? Testing, testing. Oh, okay, we're good, we're good. Yeah, so, I've taken no trades so far, nothing. Took a little small gold sell, like a 30-cent lot, but that was about it. Other than that, nothing at all. Made like $30. GJ ready to fly. Yeah, I just gotta wait. See those 15-minute candles? These 15-minute candles are closing like a small body candles, like this candle had a lot of volume, this candle had volume, this candle has low volume, this candle is now forming here. We got, 15 minutes left for the 4-hour candle to close as well. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. This 4-hour is closing bearish with the wick after breaking the support at 139,400. Looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour is about to close in 13 minutes. If it closes bullish, I think the next 1 hour candle is going to continue moving bullish, and I think that's going to be a good buying candle to go up towards 139,400 on the 4 hour, 1 hour. 30-minute candle also has 13 minutes left to close, so it's better to wait for the candle to close. Why don't you do a monthly competition from the donations to you? I don't get those donations. I haven't seen them. If I did, I would have told you guys, hey guys, I make money from donations here. But can't find it. I mean, YouTube revenue is pretty good. I mean, so far, I started with getting $400. It started last July. Last July was the first YouTube money I got. That was like $400. And this past July, I got like 2,800. Yeah, something like that, 2,800. Just waiting over here. You should be getting those donos. Check. Okay, I'll check that. How much are you up this month so far? This month is $3,500 trading 1 lot. I'm up $3,500.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Trading 1 lots.
Yeah, I'm up for the week 1,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, just like as Ted, I think Ted called this gold bias. Gold is continuing up. I think it can come up towards 1995. 1995. Where's my mic?
Yeah, it's moving.
1995 coming up.
Yeah, 93, 90, watch 93, 92, 93. We have a little bit of trouble, but we may top out at 95.
Rakeel, when did we get music on Zoom?
You know,
Has that been a while?
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the music on Zoom.
I like it.
It gets too
I didn't know if I
loud.
didn't notice it or not.
Oh. Alright, let me just bring it here. Oh, you guys see it now. Oh, yeah. You guys can see the music now. We'll hear the music now.
Yeah, we can hear it. I like it.
Why my face is so red on the camera?
Because of the drawdown you see in the screen.
Look like the devil.
Imagine you go and draw down, red just keeps pumping. You're like, nah, guys, we're doing good.
When you're thinking about entering a trade, but your insides are telling you it might be in drawdown.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I don't know.
God, give me a sign as to why I should not enter this trade, over leveraging and over trading. Looks at himself, red.
That's hilarious. Alright, gold analysis. Let's take a look here.
I don't know, man. I think GJ's gonna head down.
There's a difference between thinking what you see and trading what you see.
It
What's
might be
this?
the red in my screen.
Yeah. Uptrend broke out of the reversal pattern. Okay, going down on a trend. Going on a downtrend falling wedge. Perfect. Could push all the way down to test 1953. Awesome. See, now that's you have an analysis. If this fails, then you can look back and see that how could you have gotten a better analysis.
The 1 hour candle in GJ also has not broken the previous high either. So I mean, I wouldn't even. Buys are kind of scary.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, if this 30-minute candle closes bearish, which means it's creating a resistance, and then there's going to be a higher probability for price to continue down to retest the low at 138,900. But if it closes bullish, then it's respecting this area right here to correct this move coming up. So just waiting at this point. Ooh, I'm getting a couch for my office. You know where I'm going to put this couch? I'm going to put this couch right over here. It's going to go right over there. All this mess is going to, yeah. I'm going to have a couch.
I literally got a couch just to make it dirty because I have so much crap on it.
Yeah, put stuff on it.
Literally. You know what you should do? You should, where that painting is, you should put like a TV back there and put like Bloomberg. You know what I mean? I was thinking about doing the same thing. Hang a TV back there and have like Bloomberg in the background.
You know what's happening here? I got a neon sign. I got a neon sign coming in. It's going to say Raja Banks. You know KenFX? KenFX had the neon sign. I'm like, damn, I got to order mine too. So I ordered mine, and the next day, Q posts his neon sign. I'm like, God damn, he's got one too. So mine is in the mail right now. So it's going to go right over. It's going to say Raja Banks. Oh, I should have had the Raja Banks show. Yeah, it's going to be.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Ooh, what's this chart over here? This is GJ. The way it's forming, I consider this move a fake out as long as it respects 139.150. That's true. 30-minute close above level, so I'm thinking if we respect this level, the high might be good for a clear for a buy. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it depends where 30 minutes closing, right? I mean, if this closes bullish, then you have a better opportunity for price to continue moving up, because then the 1 hour candle is, you know, is closing above 139.150 to continue going up. So this chart is an excellent example of a well-labeled chart where we see Mr. Christian's, you know, thought process. That's a very, very well-labeled chart. Haven't seen Q on the stream. We've had Q on the stream. I think this was a year and a half ago. He was one of the first guests we had. Oh, I remember those were the days when GJ was just rocking and rolling with Brexit news. It was in 2018 when we first started. I think we had like 200 people live at that point. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is GJ. P.S. I DM'd you and Ted to feature on my podcast. Oh, okay. Okay. Close above the range. Entered at the close of the 30-minute candle. Yeah, I guess, I mean, the way it's closing, I don't know. I mean, it's just, it needs to close strong bullish for it to continue moving bullish. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is target over here. Buy stop, high gets broken. M30 high gets broken to continue moving up. The last thing I want to do is to force a trade. You know, so if these candles close bullish, the 1 hour can continue moving bullish.
I feel like there's going to be a big push around 10 o'clock. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. Closer to London close. Does that 10 a.m. hour it's like a power hour. There's always some sort of like pushes happening at that time. Since I've started watching the stream, I've literally went from taking trades non-stop to thinking of reasons why I shouldn't enter a trade. Is it a good or a bad thing? I think it's an excellent thing. It's an excellent thing that you tell yourself not to enter a trade, because then you miss a trade and then you can learn from it. You're like, okay, this is going to happen again, and then I can probably execute on that trade.
Is it just me or the music is getting louder?
Yeah, the music is super loud. I could barely hear you.
All right, there we go. What would be considered a strong bullish candle? What does that look like? Well, it needs to have some biceps, some abs. The candle needs to do some squats and stuff like that. It needs to be strong and muscular, you know. That's what it would look like. So, this one right here, this would be regarded as a strong bullish candle right here. Looking at the 30-minute, it's kind of bullish here.
Just some pecs on it.
Yeah.
Some muscles.
I think gold is going to hit our target.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It's on its way.
Gold should be popping up.
Yeah, see, this is a strong bullish candle in gold.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't trust it because I think we're going to get stuck in this range between 82 and 95. It's the same thing that happened yesterday. So if you didn't watch the stream yesterday, we talked about gold, and when it's in a range, you really want to try and get in at the bottom of the range so that when it pops off like this, you have an opportunity, you know, you're not stuck. But trying to trade the middle of the range is very tough because it does pull back a lot. And then if you try and take buys now, it could rip all the way back down. Excuse me, to 1982.
Yeah, because I'm also looking over here on the 4 hour. Because if we look at the 4 hour, I mean, we got 2 minutes that candle closes on gold, and let's say, for example, it's closing, you know, bearish as well. So you know, there's a possibility we might get a little high, you know,
Yep.
before we kind of just melt right back down to 1982. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so just be very careful. If you're playing the range game, you know, obviously there was a nice support at 1982. You can see to the left, there was great support there. You know, so you could have really taken buys off that and played off this move on the 15 and 5 minute candles, and now even the 30-minute candle you could see. But like Daniel said, the higher time frames, you know, still haven't really gone bullish. So you're just, you know, you're playing with fire. I mean, you know, if it rips up, you got a great trade. But a lot of times when you look at these trades, people say, well, yeah, I was profitable. But if you traded this idea 100 times over, there'd be a lot of times where this candle would rip right back down and stop you out again. So it may be profitable in a vacuum. And what I mean by that, it's a poker terminology. Being profitable in a vacuum means the scenario that it happened today, it worked out perfectly. But if you replay that scenario 100 times, would it be this good? And it probably wouldn't. So don't let your eyes trick you in that respect. Because you saw this and you say, hey, look, that was pretty easy. All I had to do is take a buy off support. It's like, yeah, but there's a bigger story here. So, you know, you could have gotten basically 10 pips or whatever it is, or sorry, 100 pips actually. But is it going to happen every single time, right? So just be aware. And I mean, gold's moving 100 pips anyways. Like, it seems like it's moving like water. So there's lots of opportunity.
And GJ looks like it's falling.
Yeah, this is the start of the new 1 hour candle, the start of the new 4 hour candle, 15-minute candles.
I mean, it broke back above that little previous resistance at like 130. So I mean,
Let's see.
Wow, I exercised some amazing patience today. No trade on GJ, nothing. Wick fill on the 4 hour. I think wick fill on the 4 hour is going to be great once we have this candle, this bearish candle can break the low on the 30-minute, and then we can start to look at the wick fill on the 4 hour to continue down.
oh, gold is melting.
It's melting.
Yeah, look at the 4 hour. That's what we were just talking about. Most likely gonna make a little high, and then just meld back down to like 1982. Because I wouldn't take buys on gold if the 4-hour closed bearish like that.
No,
I'd
that's
feel,
exactly
I'd feel very insecure about that trade.
And I mean, even if you look at the 15-minute time frame, if you zoom out the 15-minute time frame from August 18th to today, so like a day's time frame, you can see like where are we tracking, right? We're not tracking up, we're tracking down. So when you look at that, you have your little trend line people like to draw. We're tracking down, and it's just we're just in a channel. Right, so you just have to be very careful with that. As we go up, I mean, obviously we can go further, but like Daniel said, the higher time frames are still dictating bearish. And to be honest, gold trends very well. If you're new to this stream, gold really respects how it moves on the daily. It's very rare that gold flips from a very strong either bullish or bearish candle, and it flips to like the opposite way. What you may find is there's massive pullbacks within the different sessions to continue the overall trend. And that's what I was saying to people is like, just be very careful with gold because it is bearish today, but we could tap down either later today or tomorrow and then reject and start going back up in the overall trend. If you look at the daily and the weekly time frames, we are bullish, but today we're taking a breather. So this is where you have to be very careful on how you execute trades, because there's a lot of times where exactly what happened right now will happen a lot throughout the day, where you're going to be in a trend and you're going to be like, oh, we're going up, and then one candle will just wipe you out because the overall trend is bearish. And then you say, well, I'm going to take sells then because the overall trend today on the daily is bearish, and then it just rips right back up again. And then you're like, well, this is stupid. How do you trade this today? You just don't. You have to wait for the candles to set back into the higher trend on the daily and the weekly, to be honest.
Ooh, what's this? Your JPY daily? Looking for buys on the hourly. Hourly close bullish. You got in a buy right over here. This is the area I'd be concerned about right here. I'd be concerned about this area because this is consolidation above 125.810. There's a bit of consolidation here, so we don't know whether price is going to break into that. I mean, let's take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour also closed bullish, so you're anticipating that 1 hour to continue the momentum. Looking at the 4 hour, yeah, it could go up. I mean, if you're anticipating it to go up, and that move up would be the creation of the wick on the 4 hour. Yeah, could work out. Can I come on and talk? Yes. If you can.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So I just sent over that EJ chart. The main idea behind that was that with longer term support, which was previously resistance, that should hold with the shorter term resistance that you just outlined there breaking. What are your thoughts around that? Because that having that resistance there being the shorter term, the bias then would be that would break if the daily is going to hold.
Okay. So what you're basically saying is that since this support, well, let's say this support is stronger, then we should break into this resistance and continue going up.
Right. Yep. So that support, the support is in line with the daily previous resistance that it's respecting.
Yeah. So I mean, then so you're really anticipating price to break into this range in the New York session volume.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So if it does, then you have a winning trade. But if it doesn't break into that, then then you're going to be looking at how to manage your risk.
Right. Yeah, I took a slightly smaller position on this. I took a loss on US 30 this morning, so just figure it'd scale down a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. But I still think, I mean, if there's volume, it should kind of like break in it and go up. So it's good to be cautious at the same time too.
Okay.
Looks like Gigi's going to continue on over here. Let's take a look at this chart. is GJ 30-minute. Close 75% at what? Close 75% at 2 pips. 15-minute closed as bullish doji. Entry over here. I think you could have left it on with the 30-minute. Let's take a look at this chart. This is GJ. This is the W I was talking about, or you can say upper. I have no idea what that W is. I don't see a W here. A W is supposed to be a shape like this. I can't see it.
Is he anticipating a W?
So you're anticipating like this, going up?
Yeah, looks like.
I don't know, man. It needs to go up to be a W.
That's a thing that I've noticed with a lot of, you know, traders, especially like more newer traders. Like they'll try to like predict a double bottom and a double top. Like, oh, you know, it's gonna form a double top. Like, you don't know it's gonna form a double top or double bottom. You have to wait for it to form before you do anything. So a lot of traders, what they do is they find themselves in drawdown or in losing positions because basically they're predicting and their hypothesis on the fact that, hey, we might get a W or an M. You know, it doesn't happen all the time, you know?
Yeah, I've noticed the same thing.
Got the patient game is the winning game.
Or head and shoulders, neckline.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, I mean, if you're looking for, like, let's say a W, right? And you're like, okay, well, like, you know what, price has to, let's say we're forming a down over here, up over here, and now for a W, price needs to go down. So essentially you're selling while price is going up. So you're calling a top, anticipating we're going to come down and form like a double bottom. So you'll take a buy over here and price will go up. But it's really important to wait for like confirmations, and which new traders don't do. And I used to do that too, man. Like, I used to do that too. Price would come to a support, and what I would do is I would just blindly take a buy. Oh wow, this thing is running over here.
Well, the other thing is too, a lot of people are worried about missing their trade and not realizing that you're going to have lots of opportunities to take trades. And as a new trader, you think because you've done one set of analysis that if you don't catch this trade, then you've missed out on something big, and you haven't. As you grow as a trader, you're going to see moves happen all the time. Like, gold dumped from like what, 2047 all the way down to like 1980 or 1970 or whatever. I missed that whole move. I caught the other move on the way up, right? Like, I missed huge moves with gold, and then I finally caught one. It didn't bother me that I missed those other big moves. I was more satisfied with the fact with the move that I actually caught. And I was comfortable with that, but I knew I would catch it eventually. And that's what you have to remain focused with as a trader, is you'll see all these moves happen day to day. Don't be discouraged that you missed them. Be excited that they're happening, because that means that they're going to happen again. And you have to put yourself in that mindset of be excited that these moves are going to happen on a weekly or monthly basis, because you just have to wait your turn. And you'll get your turn. You'll get your big move that you wanted. So don't get upset when you see it happening. Get excited. I'd be more upset if the market was ranging for a month and we had nothing. But when you see high volatility and big moves happen, 50, 100, 200 pips, that's great, because you know that's going to happen again. So you really need to sit back and say, hey, I saw this move happen. I missed it, but that means that I know it's going to happen again. And I just have to plan that out accordingly. And you can miss it 10 times in a row. You can miss the next 6 months of moves, and then 6 months later, you catch everything else. Back in 2018, I think it was the middle of 2018, Monty, Chris, trade with Monty and myself, we were missing gold trades every which way. They were moving 50, 100 pips with gold. In 2019, we grabbed the majority of those big moves. We destroyed those big moves, because all for the last 6 months of 2018, we kept seeing the same thing happen over and over again. And we were both messaging each other saying, man, did you see that happen? And we're like, yeah. It's like, why didn't we catch that? It's like, well, we didn't plan it properly. So then in 2019, when it started happening, we planned it, executed, and we hit hard. So don't get discouraged. Look at it as an opportunity to learn and see where you need to focus your energy so you can grab those.
Ted, that's kind of what I'm going through right now. Past couple of months I've been missing trades left and right, but I've been calling them right, and now I'm finally executing on them.
Yep.
It just, you just keep planning these trades out, and you keep going back in the journal and see how you could have caught the past trade for the past session. That's how you get better.
It is. And if you guys, if some of the people are on the Trade with Monty stream, if you guys are on the London stream with him, I mean, you just have to ask him. We were trading gold like fiends, both of us, and we were missing moves, getting stopped out. Like it would rocket up 40 pips and then pull back all the way to stop loss every single time. And we'd stop in profits of like 5 pips or 10 pips or whatever it would be. And we just kept hitting it, and then eventually we got the big moves that we were looking for. But we didn't waver, we didn't get upset. It was just it became a little bit funny on the sense that we were seeing it happen. We just weren't catching it. And then when we started catching it, that's when the hard work previously paid off. So really focus on that aspect of it. It's the same thing with GJ too. You'll miss big moves on GJ, but when you catch them, you're gonna catch monsters.
Yeah, it's the same thing in 2018. We would see these Brexit pushes, all the time. And we'd be like, man, damn, wish we were in these pushes. And then after a while, we noticed that every time there was a Brexit, anything related to Brexit, it would just be a strong bullish move, and it just, I guess after time, like it all becomes instinct. When you've seen something happen like long enough, you know, like, okay, this is maybe a certain point where it's going to happen again, so I have to be in it or I have to execute on it.
I think you guys talking about these past experiences really help a lot of traders. Like, I've heard you talk about missing all those Brexit moves last year, the year before, and that would stay in my mind when I was missing all these trades in GJ past maybe 4 or 5 months. And now it's just, it's almost automatic where you're just executing and you're seeing these and you're like, oh, I've seen that before.
Yep.
But you guys talking about that really helps a lot of people.
The biggest challenge new traders have is they start to see the same thing and they get overconfident. So what happens is you start to see the same opportunities, and it's like the market is the story of Hansel and Gretel, right? You have that old lady that's trying to bait you with like the breadcrumbs and the candy and stuff. And that's what the market does. The market baits you, and you'll have a week of winning trades and you'll say, man, trading's easy. I don't even know why. I don't know why everyone isn't trading. And then the next week, the market shifts a bit in terms of structure, and you don't have experience with that structure, and you start trying to apply the same ideas that you applied your winning week to the next week, and you lose all your trades. And then suddenly, now you feel as though you're lost. On top of that, you've increased your risk because you did so well the week before. You're like, well, hey, I don't need to really worry too much about risk management because I was banging out these trades left and right. And man, imagine if I had a single lot on this, or I had a 10 lot on this, man, I would have made like, 10 grand, 100 grand last week. So I'm going to come out banging hard on the following week. And when that doesn't happen, that crushes your mental state. It crushes your confidence. But what you didn't realize is the market adjusted and you didn't adjust. So
100%.
As a new trader, I hear this all the time. I guarantee you there's 90% of people in this gulag in the YouTube chat that I'm resonating with 100%. I know I am, because they're all sitting there going, how does Ted know my trading history? It's because you're not seasoned enough to see the different structures the market takes. The market can range for an entire week and you don't even realize it's ranging. You're just like, well, I keep getting stopped out. It's stupid. The market's doing it. And you won't recognize when the market's trending. So as you gain more experience, it's like today, Raja turned around and said, today's a no trading day. There's still people that are making money, 100%. There's people making money on buys. There's people making money on sells. But as you become more comfortable as a trader, you start to understand where are the best opportunities for my trading style. And it's not going to be every day. It might not be every week, but you have to get comfortable with that. And new traders don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept that for a week you might not find a trade, because you start to fear that you don't know what you're doing. And it's not that you fear you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You just don't want to accept the fact that it's not going to happen every day. It's similar to if you play a game of poker, and I've used this reference before. When there are 3 spades on the flop or on the river or whatever it is, 3 out of the 5 cards are spades, and the guy that's the tightest guy at the table that never plays a hand goes all in on the river, do you think he's bluffing? Probably not. But you as a new poker player will call because you have 2 pair, and you say to yourself, there's no way that person could have a flush. How could he have a flush on the river? How did he get there? That doesn't make any sense. And you call all your chips off, and he opens up 2 other spades in his hand, and he made the flush. And you sit there to yourself, and you're like, man, I knew he had the flush. He hadn't played a hand the whole entire game. He goes all in on the river. He's not bluffing. Why did I call that? It's because you needed to see that you were right. It's the same thing with trading. You're going to take trades just to prove to yourself that you were right, and you're going to lose. You're going to be like, yeah, I shouldn't have taken that trade. I knew that we were in a ranging market. But you know what? Your ego basically told you to take a trade to see if you can beat the market, instead of taking a step back and realizing, hey, we're in a ranging market. I'll come back in a couple of days. We'll get a trending market again, and I'll be fine. But I guarantee you do that. Yeah, everybody does that when they're a new trader. Stop doing that. Pull yourself back and realize you're confident because you traded in a particular session or a particular way when the market conditions matched with your ideas, and get used to that. Some days the market conditions won't be there. Take a break. It's okay. They will come back. I guarantee it. We've been doing this too long. I've been now 6 years doing this. The market conditions always come back to your optimal trade. It will always come back, and just really remember that.
And that's also like a big thing a lot of new traders start to struggle with, because they'll get a whole week and a half of a trending market where they're just catching all these moves. The market is trending. Let's say we're on a down channel, right? And market is trending down. You're catching all these pips for a whole entire week. You feel, you let your ego get to you. Right? Yep. Now you feel like you're the best trader on the planet. So what do? You up your lot sizes. You do this, you get overconfident, you get over cocky. Oh wow, I can maybe afford a Lamborghini one day. That trading is finally hitting me. And then what happens? And you have a week where you start to range within a week, and you're getting stopped out, just like how you were saying. And I was like, dude, like it makes total sense, because we've all been there. We've all been there. And just how you were saying earlier with the I could have maybe, I would have made this money if I put 10 lots. You know what I'm saying? Like you start to think of all these profits that you could have been making when, you're only risking like this amount. You're not used to throwing this many lots. You're let's say you're throwing standards, and then you're like, I could have made 10,000 if I would have threw a 10 lot. No, you can't think like that, man. That's not how it's supposed to work. My best streaks, my best trading months have been the months where I'll have a really good trading day, and then the day after I'm just gonna lower my lot size. You know what I'm saying? Raja just made $100,000 last month, and now he lowered his lot size. Like the best trades I've ever had is, I've had a good day, and I'm gonna lower the risk of a trade after. Because psychologically it's gonna help you. You're lowering your risk, you're lowering your lots. So guess what? Your brain is not telling you, Daniel, you need to get in, over leverage, and make a lot more money. No, you're lowering your lot size. So guess what? You're gonna think more clearly, and then you're gonna be more on the charts. Like, okay, you know what? No, no. You know what? Today's not a trading day. We don't need to trade today. No trade is no loss. Simple.
Yeah, definitely. The amount of traders I talk to that go from overconfident to no confidence at all, like that. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if I opened up a therapy session, like if I had like a Dr. Ted, and you came on and like you just told me your thoughts, I get that all the time. I have people that are like just destroyed mentally, and it's because they don't want to accept that they're chasing money.
Exactly.
They don't want to accept that when they have trades in profit, they don't want to take the profit. They want to let it go a little bit more. And it's a vicious cycle, because what happens is, and I know this is what happens with a lot of people because I witnessed it. Someone opens up an account. They've got $500, right? So, you start off really great, right? You go from $500 to $550. You got proper risk management. You're doing one trade a day. everything's working out, right? And now suddenly you're on your way to the Lambo, right? Because you're like, okay, if I make $50 this week, next week I'm gonna make 150, then I'm gonna make 300, then I'm gonna make 1,000, then I'm gonna make 5,000. I'm gonna keep adding, right? Because in your head you've already gone through the steps of how this trading journey is gonna go, and you make your $50 the first week. You wake up on Saturday morning, you feel like you're the king or the queen of the world, right? Because all week you had proper discipline, all your trades went accordingly. You lost maybe a couple of trades, but your risk management was on point because you had that brand new $50 account. So you were excited. So then Sunday rolls around and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever it is, like 2 hours before market open. You're excited. You're planning your charts out for the week. You've got like your pair that you're working on. You're like, okay, this is what's going to happen right away. As soon as the market opens, you say to yourself, hey, okay, the market just opened. I'm not taking a trade yet. But then you see the market move and you're like, oh man, it's happening. My analysis is happening right now. I need to get in. And you get in and then the market shifts. You take a loss. You're like, okay, well, that was silly. I know not to trade the market open. I shouldn't have done that. And then you wait till Monday rolls around and you start seeing the same idea again. And you're like, oh, okay, I got to get in. You take another loss. You're like, okay, this isn't good. Like I've taken 2 losses on my analysis and it's only Monday. And then what happens is you start thinking to yourself, oh man, I'm on the streams with Ted or Rakeel or Monty, or, I'm talking to Daniel, I'm talking to whoever, man, these guys are going to be judging me now because I took 2 losses and I went against their rules. And, last week I did really well and I was telling them how good I did. And now this week I'm not doing anything. And oh man, I got to catch that back up. So now what do? You take your next trade and it's running really well. And your normal take profit is 15 or 20 pips. And what do? It's now 25 pips in profit. And you're like, okay, perfect. This trade is going to make all my money back that I lost the last 2 trades. So I'm going to let it run. And you know what happens? It pulls all the way back to break even. And you take like just 1 pip and you had 25 pips in profit. Now you're really messed in the head because you took 3 trades, you had 2 losers, you had 1 that was going to win most of your money back and it was actually properly done, but because you wanted to win all your money back on that 1 trade, now you didn't win anything. So now you're back to the 2 losing trades and 1 break-even trade. So now you're going into Tuesday, and now you're really messed in the head because now you're just looking for a trade. And that's when the spiral begins. And your $550, your $50 profit goes to $25 in profit, goes to $15 in profit, goes to $5 in profit. Now you're into 490s, then you go to 470s. Now you take a big loss because you up your lot size. Now you're down to 400. And it just, in 1 week, you lose $300 because you just cycled into that despair instead of just maintaining focus and maintaining that discipline. And that's the reason why you need to really sit down, take your time, and enjoy the ride. Because I see it happen to people all the time, and they chase, and you chase money, and now you've lost a $500 deposit, and now you deposit another $500, and now the only thing that's on your mind is that you lost the $500 from the week before. So now you need to make that $500 back, and then the chase begins again. You start off perfectly, you make your $50 in that week. You're like, hey, I'm going back to my discipline rules. I can do this. I see everybody do this every day on the streams, and on the Instagram, on YouTube, wherever I'm looking, I see people are doing this. Why can't I? And the cycle repeats, and it keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. Not because anyone's influencing you. It's because you think that you need to be doing the same thing every single day when the same conditions don't happen every day.
And it's not even, and that's not even only that either, because let's say, because I read somewhere in this psychology book that, when it comes to like gambling, the average person can lose 7, let's say, for example, in trading, the average person can lose 7 trades in a row and be sad as hell about it. But they win 1 trade, not even make back 30% of what they lost. And guess what? They forgot about the 7 trades.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They forgot about it. So now what are they thinking? They're thinking, oh, okay, yeah, we won. Okay, cool. Now we're back in the thing. Yeah, man, people need to understand, man, greed and ego kills in these markets, man. We're nobody to be greedy and, and have an ego in these markets. You know what I'm saying? There are people out there trading billions, like we're just a
Yeah.
little fish, you know. We need to
Yeah,
get
I think it
our
is
little
true. And I
snacks
mean,
in here.
I feel bad for people because it's funny. I'm reading the YouTube chat and everyone's like, "That's me, that's me." I know it's you. I know it's you because
It's been all of us.
I know what traders have gone through. I know that because when I played poker, I did the exact same thing that you guys are doing in trading. When I played poker in my 20s, I'd go to the casino and I would win $1,500, $2,000 playing all day. I'd be happier than pig and shit. And the next week, on the ride up to the casino, because the casino is an hour and a half,
2 hour drive.
2 hours, I was thinking of all the magical things I was going to do. Oh man, if I see that guy again at the table, he bluffed me that $100, I'm getting him back because I saw his tells. I know everything about him. I had my log on my phone of what people were doing. I knew who I wanted to play against. And you know what? I was so overconfident. I'd walk in the first few hands. Oh yeah, man. Okay, whatever. 5-6 offsuit. Perfect. I'm playing this hand because I seen this guy play before. He's garbage. Oh, flop comes 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Got 2 pair. River comes an ace. Oh, he had aces in his hand. He had a set of aces. I just got rivered for all my money. Why? Because I played 5-6 offsuit, thinking that I was going to beat this guy instead of going back to my bread and butter, which were my top 10 hands, my specific ways of I was going to play. If I was getting into the game, I was raising. If someone re-raised me, I knew I was beat. I was folding. Like I didn't do that because the week before I had made that money and I can make it again. And now the chase begins. Suddenly I'm playing King 9 offsuit. I'm playing 5-7 offsuit. On the button, I'm raising everybody out, trying to steal the blinds. And now some guy has pocket kings and re-raises all in on me. And now I'm stuck. Like I've done all that with risk management when I played poker. When I came to trading, oh man, my risk management was so on point because I saw the exact same patterns that you could get into with trading that I got into with poker. And I'm like, nope. This is brand new for me. Poker was the past. Like I have risk management now with poker, but man, trading, I could start fresh. I could never have bad habits trading. And that's exactly what I did from day one. I'm like, nope, I'm not getting into those habits that I got with poker. Because for 10 years playing poker, oh man, it was a grind. Because you would make money and you would feel so good, and then the next week you'd lose. You'd be like, man, why do I keep coming back to this place? Like I wasted my whole Saturday and Sunday playing poker, and I made $50 the whole weekend. Like it was ridiculous.
Well, with that, I'm gonna call it a day over here. This is 9:30 NYC Open, and yeah, I guess I'm doing overtime here today. Actually, you know what I want to see? I want to see if US 30 will bust through this area at NYC Open. Let's just see.
I think you have a good chance at that busting.
Looks like GG also came towards 139,400. Pete had EJ buys. Those EJ buys also played out nice. I appreciate the info today. When I came on and talked about my EJ buys, can we talk about maintenance on it? Like what to expect now? Yeah, I mean, next to expect is probably like, 126,050. And I think at this point, if you want to secure some profits and let it run, because essentially it has broken above this area here. So if you've secured positions, got stops at break even, you can expect price to come up towards 126,050. But if it comes down to your entry, you'll be out with break even. That's it. Two things that can happen. Either it can go up or it can come down to stop you out at break even. So it's a very linear linear direction where price goes. All right, I'm off, everybody. Take care, have fun. I think it was a pretty good stream here, even though we didn't take any trades live here, but still, you know, a lot of good information with conversations.
Great stream, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. All right?
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
All right, take care. Thank you.